All right, I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. We are going to start with our municipal meeting. We'll start with the invocation. So if everybody can stand, please. Chad?
Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for blessing us, Lord. Lord, just thankful for everyone gathered here today. Just pray for any decisions made tonight that are in regards to the town are the best decisions. We thank you. We love you. Amen.
Amen. Jimmy?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Roll call. Keith Dennis.
Here.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Chad Fisher.
Here.
James Smith.
Here.
Call to order is at 6:01.
All right. We're going to take care of number 5, and then we're going to jump to 9A and 9B. First thing on number 5, all matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustee member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. A is the approval of the minutes of the municipal meeting on June 8, 2026. B is approval of the payroll and payroll tax invoices for August of 26. C is approval of the insurance and retirement invoices for August of 26. And D is approval of utility invoices for August of 2026. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 5A through D.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
One second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Oh, aye, sorry. And then we're moving to 9A. This is OEMA, expansion of trash. Discussion and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of OEMA discussing the expansion of trash pickup. So we have Mr. David with us tonight, and TJ both. Don't want to speak?
I didn't understand really what you all want to do. You want to own your own cart?
Well, we had a conversation about that, yeah, just wondering if that's even an option. We were just bringing up different ways to try to generate revenue for the community and save money for the community, obviously. So didn't know if y'all had ever had anybody within the community or any of your towns that have owned their own trash cans in the past.
No.
No? No one has?
No.
Okay.
I think another question was, is like, out like, on 59th, around the Canadian States, and everybody that's in Union City rural, where, like, if they would be under Union City, and then, like, instead of OMA taking over, we would service them, but y'all would still be in our, that would be in our district, like we.
It's like here now,
Yeah, in town,
or town property.
yeah.
Well, the question was, if basically we were over the trash of our whole city limits.
Right.
And instead of them getting it, individually.
Directly.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things we're
They
doing
brought it up, so that's not good.
to go add to that, one of the things that we've been receiving some complaints on is that we've been trying to participate in that big trash pickup day, twice a year, Teresa, and it only includes people who are on our meter. So if we were able to bring in the billing for everyone within our city limits, that would allow us to have some revenue generated from it that we could then turn around and spend with you guys on big trash day pickups twice a year as well.
Okay.
So just trying to look at other options and things and ways that we can better service, our full city limits versus just the people who's on water meters.
Now, currently, we pay the town per container.
You are paying the town per container on.
That's through an agreement we did several years ago.
Okay, and that's for every single person in Royal and here?
That's every person outside of your.
Oh, outside of our meter reach, okay. What is that amount, do you know?
I don't always see
Is
it.
it $5?
That's the first I've ever heard of it, so what the amount is roughly?
That's roughly about $1,900.
Is that still considered in what the host fee is?
Yes, that's
It's
correct.
basically the same thing.
And that's $1,900 how often?
Per month.
Per month, okay. So that's the first we've ever been educated on that,
It
so
was
thank you.
agreement years
We
ago.
brought that to the town's attention years ago.
Okay.
TJ, did you know about that?
I believe he was still on the board at that time.
I know that we're paying a fee for, you know, disposal of, what did you say?
A host fee?
We do a host fee.
Okay.
A host fee, but it's also, pick up in the city limits. I don't know exactly what it's called, but.
That's a separate permit. The host fee I don't see. They do a permit fee as well for everyone they've got outside of there. The town collects a little bit of revenue off each one of those.
So-
They pay over so many polycarts. The way it reads in the contract is up to so many polycarts and then up to 25 litres, and then over that it's so much per polycart.
So it sounds like
That
we're
we-
already.
if
Yeah,
they give
so
that.
we are collecting some revenue from that we weren't aware of, what we as a board weren't
I
aware of.
don't-
We pay on the polycarts and the front load
Yes.
cans.
Okay, so it's around 250 meters that we service on that. Do y'all know roughly how many, I won't say polycarts per se, or we can't say polycarts, but how many residential and commercial that is?
I can't remember how many there are, but there's a bunch.
Okay.
But your city limits is still large.
I'm asking that number because I'm trying to, like, in my mind, and plus your rural places are probably gonna stack more at the corner than what a standard small residential house would here. But just trying to have a better idea of what that number is and what a big trash day would look like if we was to try to do that for the entire city limits versus just our metered houses.
Right.
So,
I
is
can
that,
get you the numbers.
you can give me the numbers?
I can
Okay.
get it to them before next month if you want, if something you want to continue. I had no idea this was the direction you were going, so I already got my part of it.
Every month, the whole, would you basically have like that? Little lots and have them bring it and do a, but. Countywide plan? Yeah, that would have to have the, you know, proof of residence, that's what.
The tough part about like a single roll-off in the town, and again, that might work for the vast majority of them, but you also have a portion of people who don't own a trailer, or they don't own a truck, or
Yeah.
they're elderly, and that, the convenience of that setting at the corner is
Well,
very
I was
nice.
thinking more of a, you know, and it'd be hard to regulate, so I'm just thinking about that. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to listen to things too.
Maybe like it, for instance, Station Two, has a fence around it. That way, because if you don't, you're gonna have a Mustang and everybody's showing up.
Yep.
And so it'd have to be, you know, they have to have some kind of ID or, you know, proof of residency, I guess, but, I was just thinking out loud.
Yeah,
Trying to.
because one of the tough parts is, for the rural half, and even myself for that matter, when you, on Big Trash Weekend, when we allow people to come up there, you know, if the stuff's higher than the size of the trailer, you know, there's certain rules that are written in, it doesn't apply to them, right? They end up paying the full price, whether they clean up or not. So like when we have Teresa out there trying to enforce code enforcement on the entire, you know, city limits area, you know, she gets into those areas where there's people that, you know, if you're okay, I'll use you as an example, like this gentleman back here lives within that area. Well, it might be convenient for him to be able to put all that stuff at the corner versus trying to haul it to the dump. Is that something that would benefit you?
Me?
Yes.
How many loads did he took to the dump?
Several.
Yeah.
As he's cleaning up?
Yeah. So, and whether we do that twice a year, like we do every, you know, all of our metered houses, or whether it's just a once a year thing for at least giving them at least one or two opportunities per year to do that. So, would Arbor Masters be willing to cover that large of a territory?
I think so. We just
Okay.
need to talk to Justin with our minister.
Okay. So when I see, we'll just use the city of Oklahoma City as an example, because they're obviously large, and that's probably not because we're so much smaller, but like, there are a lot of communities that own their own trash cans, and then they turn around and hire, waste management or whomever it is to empty all of those things. How does that work? Do you know?
I don't know the specifics of that. I
No,
just know there's an arrangement that Oklahoma City picks up part of the Oklahoma City area with their own trucks.
Right.
And that contract with waste management.
Yeah, and others,
Part of
yeah.
it.
I can tell you from my experience, there's like the village, I don't know if they own their own polycarts or if that's part of their contract with the vendor that they use. They've contracted out trash service for a very long time, and I'm pretty sure that the vendor put up the capital to bring the polycarts that they've done.
Right, yeah.
Information on it, and that's just part, baked into the price that they're charged. I know where Acres, we just moved to polycarts, but it's car service. So we bought a side loader, we bought all the polycarts.
Right.
That fee, the capital, recouping the capital cost was built into the rate.
To that, yeah. Yes.
big trash every month, but they have a size limit on what you can put out.
Right.
It's gotta be bound up, 10 gallons and 4 feet. Mustang has twice a year, same thing. Things like that would be nice.
Yeah, and we've adopted the twice a year thing for our metered houses, and so houses in the community that have a water meter, but that's excluding people like you who live in our city limits but don't have water from the town of Union City. And that's one of the things we're trying to solve, is figuring out how can we justify trying to do large trash pickup days for everyone in the community.
It would definitely help.
Yeah. So, any other questions? That's what we're trying to come up with. So any ideas that you guys have or anything that, y'all can bring to the table to help us out, that's what we're trying to solve. So we were not aware, until you brought it up, that we are receiving some revenue every month from those houses. If Teresa can get us the actual numbers of how many houses that is, then it'll help us kind of put a rough pencil and paper of what an initial trash pickup
One
might
of the reports that they send every month with that check.
Yep. Now, will Arbor Masters charge you guys and us a lot more for covering such a larger area, or will it still be by how much weight they bring in, or how will that get billed?
It'll be based on the area, and it will be more money.
Okay. Is there any way to get a rough estimate on what that would cost?
I can ask Justin.
Okay.
We can see.
Okay.
And we also pay the city a per ton fee for every ton delivered to landfill.
Okay. So let's go back over that again. So it's per ton for every ton that comes in, correct? And that's including all of the polycart pickups here, even here in town and in the rural areas,
That's
right?
everything that goes through the front gate of the landfill.
Okay, got it. So per ton, and then.
That's everything, not just Union City.
Okay.
And I thought, and that's the way I've always kind of understood the hosting being.
Oh, that's including every single.
Every ton that comes in.
Every time that comes in.
Period, from Mustang, Yukon, every
Yeah.
one of those things.
Yes, you collect revenue at the land.
Okay, and then is that a monthly revenue?
That's what
It's
you're talking
monthly.
about, that 1,900.
Oh, so that 1,900,
I can't remember how much we pay for the host, or the.
It's not
host
per car.
it's not that's not the per cart, that's all of those things added together then. Okay, so per ton for everything,
Yeah, it's like
and then,
1,300.
And TJ just pulled up this.
I'm listening.
I just need to get some data from the office.
Okay.
Right, what the original payment was.
And we're not rushing into anything, we're just trying to ask questions and learn.
Right.
But we would like to look at trying to do something like that in the fall. So any of that data that you can provide to her and help us break all that down so we can better understand, because, just the rough numbers, we're looking at roughly maybe $24,000 a year that y'all are paying on the per ton fee and the polycart. There was one other thing, per ton polycart fee, and what was the other one?
The other one's the commercial front loads.
Commercial front.
Several of your residents have, front load.
Correct, yeah.
And then some of them choose to have just a polycart.
Okay, correct.
We provide both services for
Yeah.
people. And I'm not sure, but from time to time, we go to vendors in your city limits. Other vendors, other providers.
Yeah, I've seen like the blue one, Waste Connection or whatever.
Waste
Republic,
Connection.
Republic.
Yeah, the Republic, that's out closer towards Banner Road. There's multiple, and then there's a lime green one maybe, I don't know if I've seen,
Those are GFL.
if,
What's the name of it?
GFL.
I don't know.
You have several vendors operating in such.
There's one or two polycarbs.
That we wouldn't get from some other vendors.
Right.
Right, and one thing also, and they're supposed to, everything they pick up in Canadian County is supposed to be disposed of in the landfill. Whether,
Excluding Waste Connection,
Yeah.
GFL, they take theirs off their landfill.
So they might not be giving us no,
Well,
You said GFL?
GFL, and for some reason, El Reno, when they privatized, they didn't take the commercial. Same happened here with your outlying areas, the city never took those containers and provided service to those customers.
So,
that's how we got to the direct subscription issue with OEMA.
And this is gonna sound really dumb on my part, I'm just trying, I mean, this is the first I've heard of this too. So you're telling me Waste Connections and GFL both pick up trash within Union City city limits?
I think so.
And this is commercial trash cans only or polycarts? How do they have a polycart option?
It's usually, well, there is some that has the polycart, but some do have the front load.
But they have an individual contract with those companies.
Yeah.
Oh, it's individual, they themselves have
They
reached out to
themselves
them,
have a contract.
and they're choosing not to do business with you?
That's correct.
Huh.
And there's not really anything we can do about those providers.
Yeah.
Because several years ago, the lobbying group went to the legislature and passed a takings act. So if you try to displace them, they'll charge you, or the city of Union City, or town of Union City, they'll charge an absorbent amount of fee to take those accounts.
Hmm.
The
So-
way that, statute is written is very unfair because it basically implies that contract's good for life. It's called the takings clause.
That could be a logistical,
Nightmare.
problem whenever you know, if you do expand to where the bulk is being picked up, those that are not contracted to OMA, we wouldn't wanna pick theirs up. I mean, I
Right,
know they're.
yeah, we're not generating any revenue at all from those houses, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, and how would you, exactly, it'd be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily a nightmare, but it'd be a lot of work.
So even
if the town took it over,
Yeah.
stop them people from being with someone else, I guess.
No.
So, that,
I wonder how many houses we're talking about here.
I don't know how you know.
Yeah.
Unless you call those folks and ask them how many they got,
Yeah.
they're gonna even tell you.
Huh.
And my question, if the town, let's say that, okay, we're gonna begin to, do this service for all the citizens in the incorporated area, those that have an individual contract with someone else, would the town of Union City be able to include those that already have a private contract without, as he said, without having to pay that fee to that, other, disposal company?
Yeah. There's gotta be a solution here.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm trying to remember if, when we did our agreement for us to pay per container to the city, I'm trying to remember if you all passed an ordinance on that. If so, then that ordinance should apply to these other providers where they need to pay the fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I do find one that's not OEMA because of that, and I contact them, or I start out with the company first and let them know what's required by ordinance here. 99% of the time, they just pick up their container, because they say it's not worth it to them for 3 or 4 customers. I've not had any in the last year who's been willing,
To pay that fee?
to pay their permit
Yeah.
fee. I still have like at least 3 different ones out east that I'm still trying to work with and get somebody to call me back on, to let them know, hey, you have to get a permit, you're gonna have to pay back.
Well, I mean, if they're not calling you back and they're required by an ordinance to pay that fee, then at the very least, you should let me know, and then I can stop by that place, physically and walk in there, and I don't know, you tell me where, make sure we're not breaking any rules, but is there a letter that you can provide that allows me to drop in and drop off a letter and say, here's notification, or you start mailing stuff where it's certified mail, where there's signature required, so we know that they've been, they've received it.
I reached out to the company, and I've also reached out to the property owner.
Yeah, because if we're gonna hold them accountable for paying the fee, then those companies should do the same thing, and then when they're not willing to pay the fee on 3 trash cans, they move out, it puts that business back in OEMA's hands.
And I don't always know unless I just happen to be out there around trash day, the day
Yeah.
before, the day of, but I don't always see them.
Are their trash day pickups different than ours, I would assume?
Whether it's a 2-yard or.
Yes, I can't remember, we have 2 routes, one front load and one, on the side load.
Tuesday is front load.
How do we compile that list? Is that something that your team can help too?
Oh, yeah.
When they see one that's not
Yes.
on that they provide that address to Teresa?
Very super, just.
We can ask the drivers to snap a shot with their tag.
Yeah.
So not always, I don't always see them, that's the thing.
Yeah.
our tablets will pin the address.
Okay.
So if I take a picture of the other vendor's container,
Yeah.
it'll ping it.
Like two things in less than 20 minutes. We want a solution to this, and I don't want to, I mean, we gotta look at every single thing that's gonna affect us, of course, but if we just need help trying to figure out what this solution's gonna be.
Okay.
So, we were not aware, of this, so we need a list of roughly how many houses that is. You got that wrote down? Okay. Okay.
From that, I'll get you some more, I'll also get you a copy of the ordinance and the different things that I have.
Yes, there is.
I don't have their contract.
Yeah, 'cause if
yet.
there's an ordinance-
We do have the contract. I said, I don't have it, but I can get it from you, we'll put it all together.
She's
Okay.
gonna be the lead, so we'll give everything that direction, so everything's just one person.
Okay.
And that way you
And
got it all.
then the ordinance is important, because that's an ordinance that we can print out in a law, and if Matt chooses to give us some kind of generic letter that we can provide with that, then we deliver the ordinance and that letter to any company that's not paying that
And I
fee.
usually provide that along with my correspondence to them, that way they can see exactly. what-
Yeah, but also don't be scared to use certified mail, because that forces them to acknowledge that they've received that letter and that they're on notice. And then I don't know if someone's not following that ordinance and not paying that fee, what's the next step from there? Do you?
Well, it becomes a code violation at that point
Okay.
in time, we process it accordingly.
Okay.
Past representation is not wanted to
Okay.
do anything.
That's what we got, new representation.
Exactly. But that's why I had to get to it.
1900 or whatever that.
Yeah, and a breakdown of that $1,900 that we're receiving per month, kind of, when you provide that, is there like I'll call it a remittance or something? Do you guys provide to us a breakdown each month when she receives that check as to what is that?
Yes.
You
for
do?
each location.
Okay. We don't necessarily need to see that every month, but it'd be nice to see one, maybe at the next meeting, that way we can have a better understanding of where
I
that,
think it comes with the check.
does it? Okay.
I think that's what Teresa said.
Yeah.
We need a copy of that next month, and we wanna leave this on the agenda for next month, so that way we can read this all of it.
Okay, so our DEQ tonnage report is what we send you with the check for the fee.
Okay.
For the landfill per ton.
That's the whole.
The whole fee. And then all of our customers we pick up within your city limits, we remit to the city.
Okay.
So,
Um,
it's provided with the list as well.
Okay, the last thing I wanted to bring up and just kind of maybe talk through like we've done this, is on picking up the trash up and down the highway and then your street. Are y'all doing that at all? Or is it strictly on our team to do it?
We're strictly staying on 29th.
29th Street only? Okay.
With our crews, because we have a crew from Anadarko called Apex.
Okay,
We have a crew from the Center Family Love at Okarche,
okay,
and those are people with disabilities.
okay,
And I really don't want them on the highway. We've tried that before, and we've even had back when we provided a van for them, we had a large banner telling the traffic that
right,
people
slow
down
down,
here,
caution.
they don't even move out of the right lane.
Yeah.
So I really don't want them on the highway.
When y'all were cleaning up the highway, how long would it take for you guys to work your way down, like, let's say a mile in either direction? I don't know, what did you previously do?
Regina and her crew with Apex out of Anadarko, they typically could knock that out in 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days, 8-hour days, right, roughly?
Well, it's not a full 8, they have travel time, and they only work so much. And then
So-
they take care of the landfill, and they try, if they're finished at the landfill and it's clean for blowing litter, they try to move out on 29th.
I'm gonna include you on this one a little bit, so, and this is me thinking out loud, right? So, I don't know if you can kind of give us a rough idea, of when y'all do go and clean it up, how often you're doing it, and how many hours it's taking you guys to do it?
Well, we do it a lot, just like if we see something big, obviously, if you notice driving by, we'll stop right then. So when we take the big trailer, so to speak, up there, of course, there's only 3 or 4 of us, but, we spent 4 or 5 days last time. Not the whole day, you know, because we get called away or whatever.
But it's usually you,
Hunter and 2 inmates.
Hunter, and 2 inmates.
Yeah.
And you're spending how long again?
Well, I mean, when I say a week, but we're not there the whole day, you know what I'm saying? we'll get started, then we get called here, go here, but, you know, it's 2 or 3 days of, I mean, they extend that long with 20 people, even better, but.
And so, are they charging you guys per day to do that, or by the person, or?
Apex bills us.
Okay.
For the client's time, and then they do the payroll, and then Center Family Road does the same thing.
Okay.
We have a contract with both entities.
Okay. If we went back to you guys doing it, or when you guys were doing it, were you guys just doing it and that was being paid for out of OEMA? Or was you then billing the town of Union City for that?
We were paying for it.
You were paying for it?
It just got too dangerous.
It got too dangerous. If we was to bring an officer in to work the highway with lights on during that period of time, are we allowed to do that? And would y'all be willing to try again if y'all went back to cleaning up that stretch of the highway and we provided an officer there for that full amount of time?
I can talk to Regina with Apex.
Okay, because I'm asking, because one full-time officer sitting there all day long, you know, protecting those individuals, and making people more aware, and then holding people accountable when they don't yield. I don't know if you can hold people accountable when they don't yield.
We're on the side of the road.
Okay, got it, okay. So, and they can, not only can they help keep someone safe, but they can hold someone accountable who doesn't yield, and then that full day of an officer sitting there in an air conditioner car is a lot less than what it's, you know, costing us to put them back out there.
I can have a
So,
discussion with Regina.
Okay, and that's all these are, is discussion. We just want to see if there's some other options or ways that we can, because we struggle during the summertime with the amount of time that we have for them and everything that they have to cover. So if we could get that back over on the OEMA and then us provide an officer, you know, during that time, it might be cheaper for us and, you know, create some extra time for them guys to be doing other things.
Okay.
But, anybody else have any questions? No? Okay. All right, thank you guys very much for coming tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you got my cell phone number, obviously, if you have any questions or want to discuss anything further.
I'll be calling you after Texas Justin tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
So.
All right, next up is, 9B, which is ORWA water rates, discussion and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of ORWA discussing water rates. Hello, sir.
Howdy, howdy. I'm John Morris, Sustainability Specialist, up in rural water.
Okay.
Been in water 20 years now, so know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Well, we're here to learn from you.
So this was actually the first time I've ever done one of these rate studies that I haven't had to show that you need to go up on your rates.
Is that a congratulations on our part?
That is a
We don't get very many
congratulations.
attaboys, so. Yeah, hold on, can you say that one more time?
I mean, I feel sorry for you for having to have David around, but you know. So we're gonna go over this a little bit. I'm gonna make this as short and sweet as possible because again, you don't have to raise your rates, okay? But just kind of go over a little bit of what I went through. I got all the expenses and stuff that we had from the ladies here, over the last year. Now with the change in the billing softwares and stuff that you guys did over the last year, created a little bit of issues, so we're gonna say this is as good as we could possibly get. Next year we can come back and do it again, and we'll have better accurate data, I should say.
And you guys didn't charge us for this?
We do not charge anything.
We're a member,
Okay.
we pay a fee a year, not much, I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, it's cents per meter or something like that, I can't remember.
And then they, like for instance, they told me did a smoke test, here was that for free too.
And this is the first time, this last year is our first time to ever work with you guys?
As far as
We worked with
Well,
you?
this particular thing, yes,
Yes,
but
okay.
not with,
yeah, okay.
Yes, okay.
I'll say this is the first time I've been here. I mean,
So on an average community that you do work with in the state, how often do you normally go back and review their stuff? Do they ask you to come back?
I
Yearly or-
push to do it every year, because of course you have CPI, you have different things, different expenses that come out through years. So every year I say, if you don't, and this is what I'm actually recommending tonight, if you don't have a rate study done, you should at least go up at least 3% on your rates every year, regardless of whether you need to or not. You don't have to, according to our study here, but I would recommend it, just because that way you can stay ahead of the game and you don't have some of these that I've done 300% increases before, or proposed 300%.
You would have probably had to 5 or 6 years ago.
And it's crazy, and I hate to be the guy standing there doing it, but you know.
When you say 3%, just to be clear, So, if El Reno goes up 2%,
Mhm.
then we should go up 2 plus 3?
I would, yeah.
We'll get that done.
Yeah. Make sure it's 3% above what your expenses are gonna be, so if your expenses go up 2%, go up 3% above that. In the grand scheme of things. Again, there's a few things I wanna go over here. The first 2 pages there are basically a summary of everything I'm gonna go over. But I'm gonna start on the current monthly expenses page, which would be the 4th page. I'm not gonna go through all these expenses because you guys have approved them, so you understand where we're coming from here. One thing I do wanna point was there was a large lagoon expense last year, had a lot of work done on lagoons. We don't have to deal with that this year, so that shaved a lot of money off of your budget, okay? Last year's budget, we were looking at $140,000 a month, by the way, this is monthly expenses. And your income was $59,645. So that was.
Is that lagoon expense, the annual expense, or is that divided by 12? Like?
Well, now that I'm looking, I should have been divided by 12.
Okay.
Because I've got another sheet that I put all the yearly expenses into, and then we transfer them to monthly expenses. That does seem awfully high, I'd have to look at my computer. That's,
That's yearly.
is that the yearly?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I mistyped the number on that one, I apologize. But still, you were still, I mean, there's quite a bit of money you're losing right there.
So we spent 250-ish on the lagoon, remember to get.
Yes. So I think maybe that's what, I think I put the wrong number in there, so that's my fault.
So the monthly income, that's the yearly income then as well?
No, the monthly income is actually the monthly income.
The one issue is the lagoon expense.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're gonna have some monthly expense there, but a huge chunk of that money is
So actually-
one-time expense, but essentially a one-time capital.
Let me do the math on that real quick. I wish I'd have noticed that before, I don't know what I was thinking. So that would actually been $7,400 a month. Let me see here. So actually, wow, you guys are doing real good then. Cause that adds up to $51,538 on average per month.
Say it again, 51,000.
51,328 is what your monthly expenses were. So you're doing really good ahead of time. So a lot of these numbers, or this page right here is gonna be inaccurate, and that's my fault, so. Looks like you guys purchased about a little over 2.2 million gallons. And I'd usually tell you the cost per 1,000 here, but that's not gonna be accurate either. So, let's go to the next page. But the new rates with the rates you're at right now, even, I went up, what I tell you, 4% or 3% on the expenses?
It was 3.
I think it's 3% on the expenses. So your expenses went to $59,087. With the rates you have, I didn't make any changes to the rates, you're still making the $59,645. The one thing I did add to those expenses though, was you had an extra $2,000 laying around, I threw it into depreciation. That's basically a savings account to say, if we need to paint the tower or we need to replace the pump, we got that money sitting back waiting, okay? The affordability index on here is 1.15%, which means 1.15% of the median household income. That's what that amounts to. Which is where they want to see you somewhere around 1%. Generally below that, but slightly above it isn't a big deal either. The operating ratio is 1.04. Lending agencies and stuff want to see that at 1.25, or at least getting their way there. Slowly climbing to that point.
Can you explain why?
They want you to basically know that you're going to be able to pay all your bills.
You're good.
Yeah. you're making 125% of your expenses, basically, what they're looking for.
If you have some extra money that you can pay debt service,
Precisely. Let's see. The next few pages, is just where your rates are at, what the usages are. We got all these information from the billing. Again, I didn't make any changes on any of these pages. They're all exactly the same as they are currently. They're 45.69. You give 2,000 gallons away. This is one thing I will recommend eventually. You don't necessarily have to do it now. I would not give away water. You guys are buying water, so you're having to pay for that water ahead of time. That 45.69 should be the cost of getting the water to them. You know, your meters, your cans, service lines, stuff like that. The cost per 1,000 should be covering the cost of the water that you're buying from them.
You're saying, right now, we do the minimum plus 2,000. You're saying don't do the 2,000?
I would not as a purchase system. If you were producing your own water, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but you're already losing money right off the bat by giving them free water for that 45 and some change. And I do that with every purchase system. You're having to pay that bill, you're paying per 1,000, you should be charging per 1,000.
For the lowest part,
It is technically, but even the first 2,000 you should be charging for also.
you've got a base rate that gets you up to 2, and if you go over 2, then you get a rate on top of that.
I'm in that category.
Over? Me too, when I do my pool, when I take in the garden.
I'm every month. But as a purchase system, again, I wouldn't give away free water because you're just losing money. You're taking money out of your own pockets.
That affects 85 out of 265 customers. I'm counting right.
Yeah, well, it would be, yeah, you're right.
5 plus 29 plus 51 are the people that are from 0 to 2,000.
And one thing I did notice on here, which is a good thing, is you don't have a whole lot of customers that are using 0 gallons. So that means your meters are reading accurately, things are working like they should, so you're getting proper billing. A lot of times I see that they might have 80 customers that are using 0 water, and that's a lot of lost income. But
Do you have an example of a 0-use customer? Someone that's got building mistaken or something?
Well, I think what he's referring to is sometimes meters, if they don't read accurate, they just get charged minimum, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
We don't have any of those, cause remember, we got brand new meters, 4 years ago, 5 years ago or something.
that just goes to the test that he's doing his job. He's making sure these meters.
Well, there might be some pasture taps that are 0.
Yeah, and a couple that don't use any,
At
a
all.
couple of them, but that's what he was getting at.
But y'all just kind of check that monthly or quarterly or something?
But it reads automatically, it reads every month.
And if you start to see that number start to climb, then yes, you may want to go start to check. I mean, meters are good for 10 years, but we know things happen, so. Alright, again, I'm gonna go ahead and just skip through these, and we're gonna go to the back page.
This has our number of customers, quote-unquote meters at 265. Does that sound accurate?
It is, some of them are not active right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And then there's a few, 16 commercial meters roughly, also. The one thing I will say is congratulations on getting $100 a thousand for bulk water, because I don't know if I've ever seen it that high, but if they're paying it, keep going with it. I mean, they're making money off of it, you might as well too, right?
Well, we've also been told there's other places in the area that are charging more.
Really? So I've seen them fairly high, but that was the first time I've seen them that high, so. Last page, got a pretty little graph there. It says the red and the top two, or the blue line, really don't make sense because I messed up on that calculation. But the green is your proposed income, the purple is your proposed expenses. Again, as far as this goes, I definitely recommend to at least raise it 3% if you can. You don't have to because you're making money, but it may get you in line for next time too. So that's completely up to you as a board.
I don't know how many years ago it was we evaluated this as best as what we could, and, I mean, and you've got, I thought, reevaluated that every single year whenever, when I say that, every year, sometimes more than once a year, we'll go, every time El Reno raises our water rates, we've tried to do a good job of keeping up with it as we went, but,
Well, he does a pretty good job of managing the system and making sure it's running as cheaply as possible, you know, but there are things, I mean, like I tell most people, a fire hydrant before COVID was $1,500. Fire hydrant now is $35,000 to $4,000. And that's not counting your manpower, that's not counting extra valves and other stuff that you have to buy too to install. So, meters at one time were $100 a piece, now they're $300 a piece. So
Meter setters is like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
75 to 250?
Yeah. So everything basically tripled with COVID in the water industry.
And then go back down.
Yeah. But that's all I have.
so, for us to be on your list for next year, do we need to schedule soon, or is there a backlog, or?
Not really.
No,
I mean,
okay.
especially, I mean, they did a really good job getting me the information. I have it done in about a week, so
Okay.
have David or somebody reach out to me and
Okay.
we may
So we
have.
just wanna try to set a reminder and have them reevaluate that again in a year. It's just nice to have someone else outside of our.
That's what you
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
It makes it a lot better if I come in and explain it, especially if you got a house full of people that are really
Mhm.
upset. When I come in and say, hey, this is evidence-based, there's numbers
Yeah.
to back what I'm saying, instead of you guys just
Well, and
making
it's
out
just
numbers.
important to us to make sure that we're not out of line on the other way too, not
Mhm.
charging too much, so,
Yep.
On the expense side, you've got employee costs, but without insurance, retirement, or work comp.
That was just the numbers I was given. I don't know if that was
But I
attached
think,
to the salaries
and
or.
this is just thinking out loud again, if we are going on, next year when we do this again, going off, going with the numbers that are provided to us by, the financial advisors that have all that kind of stuff included will give us an even more accurate look at it.
Who insures our tower?
Or what?
The tower, so.
The tower? That's OMAG, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, and with OMAG, we can get, I was just looking right there at health insurance and retirement.
For the actual employees that are
In any operation this size, you're gonna have people who do wear multiple different hats, and so you.
That's where OMAG comes in.
Well, no, I'm talking.
They have insurance too.
I'm talking.
Well, ours is just for rural water, though, we don't do, city.
I'm talking, for example, you know, we've got employees that we're paying for health insurance, or we've got employees that we're contributing retirement, or we have work comp, there's work comp premium. If they're working in multiple different areas, you would wanna spread that cost across multiple different areas, because you wouldn't wanna put 100% of the cost on one side and zero on the other, when they are, that is part of the cost of providing that service. You're gonna have labor, you're gonna have labor costs associated with it. And so just making sure we true that up as much as possible, so that we can show, I mean, because the benefit of this, and I mean, he can tell you if you haven't already picked up on, is when you have people that are upset with their rates, having something you can show them that shows why your rates are what they are goes a long way. But it's making sure that we have all those costs there. You know, for example, are we including the cost of the building or the utility services, or just labor costs for people that are out in the field, because you can't run a utility without having a building.
Right.
But building also does mean different jobs here, so we don't put 100% of that cost in this column. We want to have a portion of the cost, so that we're not putting all of the labor costs for somebody who's doing multiple things here in town, all paid for with water. You just want to make sure you have as true a cost as possible, and that you're accounting for it all. And what I really like that he brought up is the depreciation cost, because what a lot of systems on water and wastewater are really bad at, and I'm sure you can verify this, is only thinking about today and not thinking about tomorrow. When you do have something like the lagoon cost come up, you have money set aside to be able to pay that. If you're gonna operate a sewer system that has lagoons, you're gonna need money set aside to build up over time for when you do need to do work.
Well, there's a
Wait,
lot of,
see it tax later.
there's a lot of systems out there that are like, oh, well, we get a grant to do that. Well, grants aren't always promised, so it's easier to have that
And
money
if
set
you do that, then you got
aside.
some extra money aside for capital to spend elsewhere.
Exactly.
You can't get grants.
And
Everything you should.
just to be on what you were saying, and how they set it up several years ago was municipal pays us, and, but the general was paying the insurance and other, because really, we're probably more than about 35 to 40% of what we do municipal, and the others, you know, would be considered animal and street and alley, and so that's one way they broke it up a little bit, but yet didn't have to give us two W-2s.
Well, for this purpose, we'd be, if municipal.
So that's why we don't
paying all of it,
do it.
we would take a portion of that cost, attribute to the town,
Right.
but take a portion of the cost of the town thing and attribute it over here, just to make sure that we're covering all the bases.
Definitely, and that's why I was wondering if that wasn't how it worked, because I've
Yeah.
seen that before, where the towns paid all the benefits, but the PWA paid their wages or whatever, so.
A little bit of this day, but me having some PTSD from, we had operators a year ago where we went to polycarts, and they didn't include in the cost figures of how they're gonna set their monthly rates, the cost of buying the side loader that we bought, and the cost of buying the polycarts, because we got a dedicated sales tax of $0.005 that's for capital, and they're gonna buy those out of there. Well, then the system's not really paying for itself, if you can't afford to operate, because you can't afford the vehicles or the polycarts, because you're not bringing enough money. But they went with we could go with lower rates, so. Because they felt like they were gonna get a lot of backlash from the rates.
Well, there's a lot of, and I had this problem over, not to mention towns, but Hydro. I had a lady that stood up, I was presenting, and it was a sizable increase. Lady stood up, she said, well, what are we gonna do about old people? And I kinda feel bad about this now, but I'm like, shut it off. And she said, you're gonna shut off old people because they can't afford the bill? I said, no, shut the whole system down because you can't afford to run it. Oh, I said, here's the numbers, I'm showing you what is true here. And she understood after that, but, you know, they get upset. I mean, I've done hundreds of these things since I went to work at ORWA, and I've had 200 plus people in there with pitchforks and torches, and, you know, I'm like, might call the police department and chase me out of town kind of thing, but.
Escort.
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. But, I mean, if you show them the evidence, they tend to understand, you know, explain to them why we're doing what we're doing, so it helps out sometimes.
Anybody have any more questions? No?
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for your time.
All right, number six is correspondence from citizens, we have no action, is that correct? Okay. Number 7, financial reports. The regular monthly financial reports for all funds are provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. A, at the close of business June 30th, 2026, bank balances are as follows. Union City Municipal Authorities at $881,544. Union City Municipal Deposit Funds is at $59,886.50. Anybody have any questions on financial reports? Number 8, Department of Union City Water Sewer. The following correspondence is provided by Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Water and Superintendent David Jones.
Excuse me, should have a report.
Anybody have any questions for David? All right. 8A, task order number 26-001, discussion and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of task force number 26-0021 for the removal and disposal of lagoon sludge by Chisholm Trail Consulting.
This is our normal, engineer. That's just his contract. We've talked about this for a couple of years. This is just to kind of get started on the sludge removal process. Just, in my understanding, never been done, which is remarkable, he says.
Never?
What I've been told, I know it hadn't been since 11, but Teresa and them could never remember it ever been done. Turtles doing their job.
And where do they take this stuff?
So, there's different ways. Some are land applications, where Ryan's pasture gets it. Some they have to take to an approved, waste, like landfill, which this is one, by the way. which makes me feel better about walking around in trash cars up there, but anyway. So different ways and different, the engineer will come up with the best, present that, and it'll be up to you guys to approve whatever they come up with. Or whatever he comes up with.
Oh. We don't have that. I mean, well, if there is any other paperwork that goes with this, 8A is a resolution.
Should have it, hang on, and I'll find it. It's also a sign one up there for you. Might be
Whenever, we did the last work at the lagoon, the guy that did it, the contractor, brought his boat out and did a preliminary test on them. So he said we're actually,
Stick or how does
yeah,
that
they
work?
got you out the boat and measure
Yeah.
how much is there and measure to the bottom and keep all these, and we're actually, he said we weren't danger, but we're, needing to get it done before too long, because obviously, that takes away how much you can hold. And,
What does it cost?
what's that?
Cost.
It's gonna depend, they'll have to do another survey and figure out exactly, but I budgeted 200,000, and he said that should be way more than enough. So,
The reason I asked where they dumped it is because I've been hearing some stuff about some problems that farmers have from having this stuff dumped on their fields, the forever chemicals within. And we're pretty close proximity to a lot of major cities, bigger metropolitan area here. And I think that we probably better be thinking about whether we want this stuff ever dumped within our city limits or not.
Well, and it brings up the question of, he said that OEMA is licensed
that was my understanding.
to receive this stuff from any community, correct?
I would imagine there'd be radiation,
Well,
Be what?
radiation.
Shouldn't be in wastewater.
Wastewater?
In cancer patients?
I don't know.
Not generally.
Question, what about somebody that gets like chemotherapy,
That's what
radiation
I'm
or something
talking
like
about.
that? Exactly.
That's what I'm
I
talking
mean,
about.
I don't know that answer, but I would think it'd be minute, in a million gallons, you're talking a gallon, I don't know, I'm just.
I'll say, I've never heard
Don't
of
drink it.
radiation in wastewater before, and.
Do you know where it goes down? To the river?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's radiation, it's all these different chemicals that you never break down.
Yeah, PFAS.
PFAS is what they're talking about, right there. And, there's documentaries on it and everything, where whole farms have been just washed out, what was it?
So David, is this agenda item to asking the board to approve bringing them out to essentially get the quote?
This is just simply getting the engineers started.
Would there be a future item once he goes out and?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If
Stick
everything comes back
here
here.
to tell us what the cost.
Yeah, the engineer himself will come and present.
So I just found, she had that over here in the signature thing. So, and I can pass this around, but this is for, Chisholm Trail Consulting it's a scope of work, to do this, and it's $17,000. Not to exceed $17,000. Design, construction documents, bidding assistance, and construction engineering.
Like, we'll come to you and ask for permission to put it out for bid.
Once they know what it is.
All that stuff, and then we'll have a bid opening, so to speak. And then you will also have to approve that bid, and then also can give the feedback of how they get rid of it. And it's gotta go somewhere, or the lagoons are eventually gonna fill up and not be usable. So I don't know what the.
So to use a bad analogy, if you were wanting to get a street done, you'd get the engineer to come give you the design first.
Right,
and then
gotta start.
This is just doing the initial part, it's not committing to doing the sludge removal, it's just
And he-
figuring out what it would cost to do the sludge removal.
He also, no, that's just the engineering, but that's the first, he gets all the DEQ permits, all the, the bidding, he puts the bidding out for the contractors, he does all that.
They should be able to give us an estimate, what you think that you come back at.
Right, and he said, be under 200.
That's what that is. It's $17,000 for him to do all of that
Seems kinda high
work.
to me, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he said not to exceed, he said he always puts a high number on that, so we can work with it, but he said it should be way less than that. You don't know exactly, because, you know,
I'm sure the DEQ fees are pretty.
pretty expensive, yeah, exactly.
Now, but those we would only incur if we are gonna do more.
Right, yeah.
So we're not committing tonight to spend the 17, we're committing tonight to.
We're committing for him to start his work.
Yeah. For everybody's benefit, the total is 17,000, 6,500 for design construction documents, 3,700 for bidding assistance, which would only come into play if we go out to bid.
Right.
And 6,800 for construction engineering, which again, you don't need construction engineering unless you're going out and getting a contractor.
But we would go ahead and pay that amount, because if we approve this, he is gonna go out to bid and bring us the estimates and bring us.
No, he's gonna bring, you're gonna have to approve going out to bid, you don't have anything to send out to bid right now.
Right.
So what he'd be doing is developing the bid documents to bring to you to approve to go out to bid. So the first line item is what you're committing to. Now, there's no reason to commit to that if you're not committed, depending on what the cost would, estimate would be to move forward with the project. It's just like you would hire an engineer to design a street with no intention of.
Yeah, but this is, I see this as preventive maintenance, so this.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be next week, but eventually, it's gonna hold less and less and less, and then when we get those rains,
Will it help the stink
I don't know that. Hey, they ain't been this
from
year.
about that block to that block? That's where you smell it at.
I mean, from an oversimplification, David, it's fair to say this is essentially, you got a P-trap in your bathroom, it will fill up every so often and your water will drain.
You gotta clean it out.
You gotta clean it out. Except this is our lagoon, the more sludge that's there, the less liquid it can actually hold.
Correct.
So we've got a piece of our lagoons that we can't use right now because of the sludge.
Yeah, it's bottom, I mean, it's 5 feet, it's flooded, it's useless, so the lagoon is actually only 3 feet deep or whatever, you know, the numbers are.
And the other benefit of it is when he does come to present this, you'll be able to pick his brain about what your long-term planning is for how often you should be looking at doing this anyway. Because that hasn't been done at least since 2011.
So the cost for him to show up is nothing, but the cost to move forward with any of that.
Well, we're gonna be paying him, was it up to 6,500?
Yeah, up to 6,500 for design and construction.
To go out there, figure out what we need done, and then design bid documents to bring to you to see if you'll approve to put it out for bid to pursue the project.
This is the engineer the city hired several years ago to help us with our project.
And I don't know that you had a chance to meet him yet, you have, Scott Vaughn, I don't know if you have you been, okay. But he's been a huge help today in a lot of areas, so.
Well, there's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
We can't just take it back on, go digging. Well, it can.
So, in regards to 8A, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
To approve, not
To approve, not to exceed 17,000 for Scott Bond Engineering Consultants.
All right, got a motion, do I have a second? Got a motion, second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 9, Department of Union City Water Clerk. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Water Clerk Tammy Willard.
You guys have my report.
So I had personal customers that had problems with QuickBooks. It says here, due to recent QuickBooks system downtime, bulk water billing, is that because of us moving to the cloud, or what's that from?
I can speak on that a little bit.
Okay.
So we had to realign and pivot about 4 different times ever since we've gone from cloud back to desktop.
Okay.
It's been a bit of a
Okay.
journey. And quite honestly, it's taken the vast majority of my time over the last, I'd say, there was a few weeks in the beginning of when we started with Meacham, trying to get that figured out, get the right licensing purchased, and then I'd say for about the last month or so, it's taken most of my time because first we purchased a higher tier than what we needed, and then we didn't have turned out we didn't have enough licenses, for really what we needed, because we weren't taking into account that the Meachams would need a computer set up to remote into, at least for a little while while we're getting started. And so, had to borrow a license from Teresa and still give her a way to use it part-time if she needed to, and then, we ended up purchasing a lower tier, and then somewhere in there, they were doing an accountant's copy, and then there was a backup that we had to restore between what we're trying to merge between what they were working on and what Michelle was working on. And all to say, to kind of, sum it up, I think we're finally good as of this Friday. We're at the lower tier licensing we need to be. The accountant's copies are reconciled where we have full production books, and Connor gave me all clear. It was late Friday afternoon.
So bulk water billing will go out roughly this week, or? Okay.
And Tammy, her file was the last one to get fixed as far as company files, so while the general fund was the most complex and the most data to merge, Tammy's was the last to get wrapped up and get the all clear, so.
With us sending the bill out late, do they know how their due dates usually work? Is it the same as residential, or is it separate? We pay like a day, like, is it 30 days? I'm sorry.
They have 30 days, it's in QuickBooks system, they'll get a late fee of $40, and then I continue to send out letters or call them and be like, hey, you have late charges, we need to get them paid. So, I mean, they have about 30 days.
But I guess what I'm saying is because the bulk.
Once they do get it.
I sent it out for last month.
Oh, you haven't yet?
No, because QuickBooks has been
I
out.
got you.
I just don't want customers receiving late fees because they're receiving the bill late. That's what
No,
I'm
it's
concerned
not
about.
even in the system yet. So I
Okay.
haven't even been able to get into QuickBooks to even put the invoices in there. So nothing's in there at the moment.
Okay. Okay.
Are y'all back on yet?
Did they, you didn't even know?
No, yes.
I'm not.
Well, Tammy
You
and
will be, because I
Tammy and
tried to
Michelle
get in before this.
are fully squared away with their workstations. Teresa's up to fix tonight.
Do you have any more questions, David? Okay.
So David, you didn't even know that last month bulk water billing hadn't even occurred?
I did not know.
Okay, so there's a chance that customers are gonna get billed for pretty much back to back, they're almost gonna get billed for 2 months.
Not necessarily. I take all the invoices that he brings me and put them all together anyways, on one invoice and then send it out. So it could be like last month on the 29th, or this month on the 3rd. It'll all go on one invoice and then get sent out.
It's not like your general water bill.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? They only get charged what they use and if they use.
Right. Yeah, that I'm aware of. I'm just,
Okay.
I just feel like
a customer who used a lot last month, a lot this month, they would get a higher than normal bill, because
Right.
2 months worth. But you might have customers who only used a lot last month and not this month, so theirs will look like.
when they receive an invoice from us, it says due from 30 days upon receipt.
Yes. It's net 30.
Okay. Okay, so they'll still have their net 30.
Mm-hmm.
And you communicated with most of them that we haven't billed yet?
Yes, there's
Okay.
a lot of companies that have emailed me, and then
Asking
some
for-
of them are new companies that are coming in.
Okay. I wanna make sure we're communicating with the customers that they can get that bill coming. Anybody else have any questions? No? Okay. All right, thank you. Number 9C, resolution 2026-11, trash rates, discussion and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of changing the trash rate.
This is what y'all voted on last meeting.
So just finalizing it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1694 for residential polycart, 2948 for commercial polycart, 2948 for additional commercial polycart. $53.38 for per pickup for commercial trash service on a 2 cubic foot, et cetera. Do you see that there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got
Okay.
that.
Anybody have a motion?
Make a motion to accept or approve this resolution?
Approve the resolution.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2026-11.
I have a motion, do I have a second? Okay. Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Number 10 is Union City Municipal Authority Clerk Treasurer. The following correspondence provided the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Union City Municipal Authority Clerk Treasurer Michelle Burns.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Michelle? All right. 10A, approval of checks listed for listed documents. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving of the checks listed below in accordance with Union City Code of Ordinance Title II, Section 2-1-2, letters C.
No action.
10B, late fee adjustments.
It's not finished that resolution yet, so that's gonna be next month.
10B? Okay, we will table 10B. 10C, open position to hire auditor. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of opening a position to hire a new auditor for the Union City Municipal Authority.
The information for that is also combined on the regular packet, because she's on that one too. She submitted to be both, because she wasn't sure. She was available by phone till 7 if you had questions, but it's after 7, so she is in another meeting. And she will try to be available for the next meeting if she needs to appear.
So, in regards to this, does this need to go out as an announcement that we are looking at hiring a new auditor to give other companies an opportunity to present themselves?
Really, it's up to you guys, service provider, so how do you find your auditor, or you're not gonna look for the cheapest one, so.
Right.
I don't know, where is our other one at?
Oh,
It's
She.
in your packet, the big packet.
Huh?
She was.
So, my question, can you table this and then come, I mean, she wants, if you approve it in the next one, does it go to this one too, I guess?
Honestly, I would take it up onto the town agenda.
so hold on, just to back up, it sounds like you guys aren't aware. So, when you sent out the letter of resignation, did it not go to all the board members?
It was supposed to blank copy to all of you.
It's probably.
Okay.
Okay, in your other packet, we'll just go to the regular. Just,
We'll wait till.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, can we do that?
Yeah, I mean,
Can you just,
you're gonna hire somebody on the town side to do both the town.
both,
and
yeah, yeah.
the unit, so,
Okay, well, I'm gonna note it on here. Move to regular.
yeah, no action on this one.
And is the resignation letter in this packet over here? So
Yeah, that's
we'll read
what I
that.
was saying.
Yeah, we'll read
It's
that
all-
when we get to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, she sent us a resignation letter, that they don't want to do the short.
The email and
Oh,
everything is
yeah.
in your packet.
Yeah.
Big surprise.
Huh?
Big surprise.
Okay, so we aren't tabling 10C, we're just waiting.
You're gonna take it up on the town side.
We're gonna take it up on the town side, okay. So we will come back to 10C on the town side. 10D, access to bank account, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving to give R.S. Meacham access to view and receive bank account information for the Union City Municipal Authority from Bank First in Union City. So, go ahead.
It's for visual purposes only. They're not asking for bank statements. They would like to be able to view, like if they run into something. It's like when we're trying to do this whole clean stuff up is how we're
So,
calling.
last time you and I discussed, the only way that Bank First could do that was to give them total access, for them to be able to have
Right.
total access to that bank account, correct? So
Right.
has that changed since then, where this will
No.
only allow them to have
No.
viewing options only? So if we approve this, we are in nature adding them to our bank
That's
account.
exactly what we're doing.
We are
is
giving
adding
them
to our bank
the full and
account.
total reach of acting within that. And that's why we discussed it, and I said I prefer it to be on the agenda so that I could ask
Right.
Matt if that's standard procedure. And again, I only have private sector stuff, but we normally give them view
First-
access only, not total access to make withdrawals or transfers or any of those types of things, and so it concerned me, is the only reason I wanted to wait.
Can I pose a technical question? There may be a way to bridge here. I don't know Bank First specifically, because I don't have them as any of my banks, but a lot of banks, other than very small, one location, small town banks, most banks these days, if they're at least medium sized, they have capability to export a CSV or an Excel file of transactions, at least over the last 30 to 90 days. So if there were something they were needing in terms of like a data dump that you would have access to, if it was like a 1 or 2 time thing, if they ran into something and that capability was offered, that's something that possibly I could assist you with getting them that file, if it's an all or nothing thing. Again, I don't have a dog in this fight, but just a couple of other people that I do services for, we regularly have to do ingesting of transactions into Quicken and things like that, and I know that that is a thing with many banks these days, so maybe.
In
I guess we're-
Associates, they gave them access to get bank statements, but they didn't have access to all of our bank accounts, so I don't know what changed on
And
Bank
forgive me,
First.
when she brought this up to me, I was gonna try to reach out to Bank First myself to talk to them, because.
Aaron Keys is who you need to talk to.
Because I've never been in a situation where, as an example, like during a personal audit, I'm allowed to sign over power of attorney to my CPA, and he then has the visual rights to, my financial documents, but he can't go in there and make a bank transfer or a bank withdrawal. So like, if I can give, power of attorney to a CPA, can I give power of attorney to Meacham? Which is what they are.
Or is it
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah,
not
they're CPA.
technically our auditor?
I just don't know how it works in city
And
limits.
that's what, only thing I can connect that's different between them and what we were doing with, how it was working with Fern Associates is they're not presenting themselves as our auditor. So I can't figure out any other reason why it would be any different.
Honestly, I can't figure it out either, because
Okay.
they're essentially our CPA for the town.
So,
Not the auditor, but the one who's checking the work.
yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense to
We
me
can,
why
we
they
can
wouldn't
table,
have
get
that
more
ability.
information on it if you want,
Because like now, Russ
like
is
Keith was
asking for the
saying.
ability to do anything beyond view.
He can maybe be.
So I can also understand where
He
they
could
want that
maybe
ability
talk
to
to
see beyond
Karen.
statements.
We could table and you could maybe talk to
Yeah.
Karen and try to get because I asked her about it and I was like, well, you gave permission to Fern Associates to just look at bank statements. I don't know.
And I meant to do that before this meeting, because she brought this to my attention about 3 weeks ago. And I asked her to put it on the agenda so that we could all discuss it, because I wasn't gonna make that decision on my own, but, I say the same thing. I say we table this and we dig into it a little bit deeper,
Okay.
and see if they can.
I mean, the viewing thing's fun,
Yeah, I do too, but.
Transfer and
Yeah.
working out.
And again, it's not that I don't trust R.S. Meacham, it's just what if he hires and fires a new individual or, et cetera,
My
but.
question was, who is R.C. Meacham? I mean, I know.
So that's our financial advisor, oh, I know, but no, that's basically his
Who-
company, correct.
Who
So
all
he-
has that?
Yeah, it would be, right now, it would be Connor and it would be R.S. Meacham himself.
But he's
so.
making a good point.
Russ.
The fact that I have just R.S.
Right.
Meacham on there, I need to be more specific and notate that it's just for
Right.
Russ and Connor.
Well, and it brings up other questions too, and we haven't evaluated that in a while, and this is a little bit off topic, but if each one of these individuals in this room who do have access to some of these things, if there is a scenario where they was to embezzle money and disappear with a check or something, we have insurance that covers that through, who is it again?
Oh, Max,
Is it through OMAG?
Yeah, it's gonna be a bond.
it is.
Okay, a bond, right, okay.
Not
So,
OMAG, no.
okay, it's not
Well,
one, it's a bond, yeah, the bond, that's okay, so,
We are
wrong
bonded.
terminology, so they're bonded.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, if this was our only route through Bank First, which hopefully I'm wrong and there is other options, do we then have to get a bond for each of them?
Yeah, I mean, my suspicion is that Meacham does not.
No, they don't, I don't think so either, I don't think so either,
They
yeah.
want to be able to have real-time access.
Right, and I want them to have it.
They wanna see it digital.
Yeah.
They
Well, and
don't wanna see
I want
they
them,
don't
I
wanna
want.
see a, statement at the end of the month, they wanna see it digital.
Yeah, and they can be able to see it in real time.
And I've seen this with many other communities where something is happening right now, Michelle's on the phone with them, and they can't see what she's seeing.
Mhm.
And so it's one thing, the statements are gonna be about the past, it's not about what's going on right now in the account, and so they want to be able to see that. It would shock me if they wanted the ability to transfer for when they actually touch anything, they don't want to be the person doing that, they want to be the person on the phone with Michelle
Well, and
saying,
see, it's not
okay, Michelle,
them
this, you need
asking
to.
for full access, it's the bank
Right.
saying we would have to give them.
It's the bank saying all or nothing.
Yes, all or nothing.
I just can't wrap
don't
my
know
mind
why
around
Karen's
that. I'm
doing
sorry, I
that.
just can't wrap my mind around that at all.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna table it and we'll keep beating this one up a little bit.
Okay.
But you're not wrong, you want to limit the number of people who would have the ability.
And,
Oh,
yeah,
right. No,
I
yeah,
will,
yeah.
that was a good catch,
Yeah.
I will fix that one.
Alright, so we're gonna table 10D.
Okay.
10E, access to Paycom, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving RS Meacham for full access to view and receive payroll information from Paycom for Union City Municipal Authority. But this one will just have view options only, or they'll have to have full
No,
access?
this is the one where Brittany is all or nothing on this too. They don't have a way of making it just viewable. And these two are also on the regular agenda as well, so in that packet, I believe I included the email so you could see what I'm running into. If not, I have it in my computer and I can get it to you guys.
And Brittany that you're referring to
She
is?
is our representative with
From
Paycom that
Paycom.
we reach out to when we need something. Pretty sure I have it. Anyway, she
They
was,
still limit that on
she
by
too
size?
was an all or nothing, that there's no way
You can
for
build
us.
parameters, and it's,
Yeah.
so the issue is that we ran into this when Michelle was trying to give me access to it. I would have like full complete access, and then the next day it wasn't a mistake she made, she would just change something, and then I would go back to like super limited access where I couldn't access anything. It's not her fault, it's not anyone in here's fault, it's just the system is so complicated that we would need Paycom to walk us through, hey, we wanna put these people on, and this is the exact access we want them to have. So I know it can be done, it's just we have to get the verbiage right for you guys, so that way you know exactly what access they're getting, and that is gonna be, because I've had to do it with a couple of the officers. It's a time-consuming process to walk through and you have to create a whole different thing, a whole different group, and then click on what access they want and go through this whole process, so it's pretty complex to do, but it's not saying that it can't be done.
Okay, so can we table this one too and?
Sure.
Make that?
Yeah.
I mean, I want them to have access as soon as possible, because that's, I mean, it's holding them up too.
And probably limited to the person that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
that's my mistake, I shouldn't have put just the full, in my head, RS Beecham was Connor and Russ, but you're right, I mean,
Well,
there's people that work.
Our contract is with RS Meacham, and I mean, they have Connor on the account, so we have consistency, but we don't have a contract with Connor, we have a contract with RS Meacham, they can change the person that's on our account. They don't, because this is what they do for a living, but we wanna make sure that it's RS Meacham's representatives that have the access. And honestly, I'd ask Russ and Connor, they have quite a few communities, they've gotta figure somebody's on Paycom. And so
Well,
maybe.
we did
Okay.
discuss that, I'm trying to think, starts with an M, I wanna say Mindy or Mandy in their office, does quite a bit. And that's how we ended up speaking with Brittany about how do we get them what they need, and she said it's all or nothing, they need to have, you've gotta put them in as admins, and then after they have full access like that, then you can go back in and like, he was saying you set perimeters after. So in order for me to even start, we have to decide, do we want to put them in as an admin, and then set parameters?
Put them as an admin to then take away their admin.
Pretty much.
It's okay with you, I would say table it, and
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
let's
tabling.
talk to Brittany next
Yeah.
week, you and I can call her and
Okay.
figure it out, so.
Yeah, because we wanna give them full access, or at least my vote would be to give them full access. I just want there to be a checks and balance there where they can't.
Well, access to the information, to
Yeah.
not make changes.
Correct.
Well, you would be able to see who does what. There is no hiding stuff in Paycom.
Yeah.
You can see who approves, who
Right.
does whatever, I mean, there's always a way to see what's going on. But I agree that we should table and let us speak to Brittany
Okay.
and see if there's a workaround of some way, some kind.
Okay. All right, so we will table 10E. Next up is 10F, purchase of vehicle, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of municipal authority purchasing a pickup from Union City Police Department.
You want me to take it, or one of you two want it?
Well, I guess it's gonna be contingent on,
Yeah.
Yeah,
on his later.
On an agenda item
Okay.
in the regular meeting.
All right, so we will come back to 10F.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
The item that, let's find it here, is that you can always approve it contingent upon an approval on the town side. I'm assuming it's the item to surplus it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're buying a vehicle before you sell the vehicle, so.
It'd be 9C on the regular agenda.
Alright, so, Mr. Mayor, what you could look for is motion to approve contingent upon approval of item 9C on the town agenda. That way you don't
So
have to come
on
back
this
to the-
particular one, the black Dodge is just the money hope in getting more out 3/4 ton for one. And speaking with Chief here, he's looking to surplus some vehicles. And, so the one, he's looking at, one of the ones he's looking to surplus is a truck. And, so, we were just discussing where we could transfer that over, because that would be a godsend for us, because we don't put that many miles on them like they do. And then, park the 3/4 ton at the shop, and it would just be stay right here and pull like the heavy stuff. And then also my goal would be to maybe outfit it with the dog, kennel in the back and things like that. That way when we get an animal call, I could run down there and grab it and go, rather than having 20 minutes to unload mine and try to put the dog kennel in and get it trapped up and they're sitting on the road waiting on me or whatever.
Do we have quotes on these vehicles? I don't see anything in my packet for nine.
So town side 9C is the vehicle
Yeah.
you already own. You're
It's
going
in-
to, on the.
Not, but 9B is the purchase of it. Oh, it's in yours?
Okay. And so 9C would be, essentially you guys saying you don't need it for the town anymore.
Correct, yeah.
For this
On
item
number 9.
is you sending it over to the authorities, to the municipal authority.
What you're saying is they could approve this, but if they don't approve the other, then it's done.
What I would recommend is a motion to approve, with the approval be contingent upon approval of item 9C on the town side. So you don't have to jump back and forth.
I have a question. Hypothetical, just to get it in my head right. If we do it, does municipal have to purchase it from, or can we do a transfer? Titling is what I'm wondering about.
So,
Is it gonna, do I need to, I don't have to retitle, do I, because they're two separate businesses, basically?
How is it listed on the title, Town of Union City?
Town of Union.
I mean, I would so go ahead and get a retitle to the municipal authority.
But if I
You would
do
be
that,
transferring from one to the other. The authority is a public trust that is furtherance of public purpose. All its assets are the town's, so if you ever folded up the municipal authority, anything that was left over would come over. So essentially, you send this truck over to the municipal authority, for some reason you decide to stop doing utilities and close it up, the truck would then revert back to the town, because whatever is left over, the assets of the authority are your assets. It's the reason why you could give this truck to the authority without charging anything, because it's not a gift, you're giving an asset to an entity that holds that asset for your benefit. Okay.
That would be
I actually had a weird thing where we just bought, on the authority side, over 4 acres, one of those, the speed limit trailers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had money on one side, and instead of transferring money over, they just decided to buy it on our economic development authority, because they like getting traffic counts that it would generate. And so it's loaning it to the Warrior Police Department for their use. The EDA owns it, and if the EDA pulls up, it comes over to the city anyways. So that's the reason we can give it to the authority.
Or they
well,
could purchase it.
I'm glad we can, but I know.
Just as happy for you to send money over to the town side.
With talking with Mustang Tag Agency, in order to retitle over, to make it municipal, there has to be an exchange of funds.
We plan on purchasing it,
Okay,
because he can sell it, so we were gonna
you're gonna
purchase
purchase,
it.
and then I can just use that receipt and checked it was, okay,
$1.
okay. That's all I need.
All right, so in regards to ten F,
My recommendation would be
Make-
a motion
make
to
a-
approve contingent upon the approval being contingent upon the approval on the town side by the city.
on ten F, I'll make a motion that we approve contingent upon the approval on the town side on agenda item 9C. Have a motion, do I have a second? A motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. All right, number 11, Union City Municipal Authority Human Resources. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action information purposes by HR Supervisor Michelle Burns.
Nothing to report.
Anybody have any questions for HR? Number 12, Union City Municipal Authority payroll. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Payroll Supervisor Michelle Burns.
Nothing to report.
Anybody have any questions for payroll? No? Number 13, executive session is no action.
Nope.
13A is no action.
No.
There is actually.
There
Oh, there is,
action.
I'm sorry. I did not realize that, okay, so, all right, 13, executive session. The Board of Trustees will retire from regular meeting for executive session for the purpose of discussion with Cammy Wooler, confidential communication between the Board of Trustees and town attorney. The Board of Trustees may consider and take any action deemed appropriate as a result of the executive session. Consideration and possible action regarding entering the executive session. Do I have a motion to enter executive session?
I'll make a motion we enter executive session.
I have a motion, do I have a second? Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Aye. All right. Sorry, I did not see that.
That's okay.
Agenda item 13A, adjournment of executive session. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to come out of reserve.
I have a-
What?
No.
Hang on.
This is my pet peeve, because you can't vote in executive session if you're going to come out of the executive session or have voted in executive session. You just announced we are returning from executive session
Oh.
and no.
Well, then we need to change it.
We have applications after.
Yeah. But, all right, we are returning from executive session,
At 8:20.
8:20. All right. 13B, executive session action, consideration of possible action regarding the agenda item 13. We did have a discussion, but we are going to address it in the next, either special meeting, if we hold one, or regular meeting.
So we're tabling executive?
Yeah, well, we're just,
I'll get with you on the future agenda.
Okay, that'll.
yeah, we're gonna put it on the next
Okay.
agenda.
Okay.
All right. Number 14, mayor and trustee reports. This item is for informational purposes only. No action will be taken. Do we have anything we need to add? We're gonna address that under, trying to think how that, but we'll do it under the other agenda. So I don't have anything. Anybody else for good? Okay, all right. 15, new business. Anybody have any new business? All right. Number 16, adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Municipal meeting adjourned at 8:21.
Correct. And we are now switching to our regular meeting, 8:22. That's a late one.
All to order. 8:22. Keith Dennis.
Here.
Ryan Dawson.
Here.
Chad Fisher. James Smith.
Here.
Called order 8:22.
Number 5, consent agenda items. All matters listed under consent are considered to be Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustee member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. A is approval of the minutes for May 26th. B is approval of the minutes from regular meeting on June 8th. C is approval of the minutes for special hearing on June 15th. D is approval of payroll and payroll taxes invoices for August of 26th. E is approval of insurance and retirement invoices for August of 26th, and F is approval of utility invoices for August of 26th. Do I have a motion to approve A through F?
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items A through F.
I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 6 is correspondence from citizens. Nothing is correct, no action?
No action.
Okay, I want to find the agenda item for the gentleman in the back. So he doesn't have to stay.
I think that's.
Oh, it is 8A, okay, I see it, okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll go ahead and do it. Department of Union City Code Enforcement, the following correspondence provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Code Enforcement Officer Teresa Woolard, and number 8.
That's have my report.
So 2 pages.
There's lots of damage, tree damage, roof damage, so you can, this past storm that we had, lots of roof damage. There's people figuring out how to get rid of the brush and stuff, things like that. And then the normal stuff. Made a note on the back on one of the problem properties that I've had several months. Over in the past neighborhood.
Is it a daily fine at this moment, or?
No, the parents came and mowed it, they had no idea.
So,
There's supposed to be back this week, and it's that backyard, and to continue maintaining it.
okay,
Until
because,
such time as it can be sold. He has been ordered to move.
so the son and a friend came over and mowed a little bit, but really what they did was just spray Roundup.
This time that was minimal.
Yep.
I told him I would recheck it today. I didn't get out of here, it was just crazy today, so I went in a little bit, but I will go over there tomorrow morning. If it is not done, they either have to mow it entirely tomorrow, or they start receiving fines.
So the backyard is tall dead grass.
Yeah,
There's all
right.
kinds of tree branches,
I can't see those from
and there's a street sign. Are we missing a street sign?
as in a stop sign, or?
I can tell it's upside down, so, and the pole is with it and everything.
Can you visualize it from a neighbor's backyard? And can you request permission?
Through the catch plant?
Yeah, can you request permission from one of the neighbors to look at that?
I mean, I can't go over the fence.
Can't cross over.
No.
It's your airspace.
You say on your side of the fence line.
So if I were to stand on the ladder and look over there, I can from his backyard?
You're welcome anytime, I work
Maybe
from
I come
home.
for you tomorrow.
You can.
This is a case of California versus Serralo. At the point that we got the invention of double-decker buses and airplanes and drones, people's privacy fences don't actually convey an expectation of privacy of what's behind the fence.
I'm very careful
Crossing the
not to
threshold of
violate.
the fence is where we.
And I don't want that either, obviously.
And Chief McCarty and I've been working on the other properties that we sent out final notices to.
If you talk to OCEA, they'll tell you that they're a little disgruntled about that, but that's how they're teaching it now, that's because of me.
Well, thanks, sir.
I got to fight with them.
Thanks, sir. But yes, we will address that one here tomorrow.
Sounds good.
The property will be sold.
Yeah.
They can get another.
Okay, anybody have any other questions for Teresa? That it? Good? Okay. Teresa, anything else for us you need from us?
I don't know if that, this
Okay.
next one is me.
Okay.
Violation.
8A, property violations, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of regarding property violations at 16410 Southwest 59th Street.
There's continued progress on the property. He's got, he's got pictures to send tonight.
Yeah.
Portion of the property, I'd like to see those.
I need to get a burn permit too, I got some old branches from past years, I got them piled up, but.
You'll have to call me, you'll have to call me, and then we'll
Yeah.
set up a time where the team can come out and inspect the file and let me know when.
It ain't that big, but it's just old wood.
Is there a cost associated with burn permit?
No.
No, okay.
The winds just have to be,
Do you have one on file? No.
it's been several years.
Yeah.
But I can get that.
Okay. Where's the pictures?
I can get one for you, okay?
The progress is being made.
He is making tremendous progress. I'd like to give him an additional.
I trust Teresa, sir, you don't have to necessarily bring up pictures out, I mean, if she vouches for you that you're continuing to make continued improvement.
I've been out there and saw it, and then he brought pictures to show me.
Yeah, Teresa, based on the current, progress that he's making, how much longer do you think it's gonna take him to get to where you feel like it's up to code?
It's just,
I can't see the back part, but the
Yeah.
front part is tremendous. I know there was some
I
neighbors
had a
complaining
fence
about some
up
of that.
and the fence kind of, dilapidated and fell down. But that's because the post got ate and broke. So we've got some
like $20 a piece.
Mhm.
And it's 300 by 300, so if you do the math, on 8 cents, yeah, it's just, I've been there since '91, and, it's just a bunch of stuff.
You haven't brought any more animals in, have you?
No.
No big dogs?
No. Yeah,
I've not seen, I've not had any news
And I
complaints
got,
on the property.
I got 2 cows now, and, it's feeling good, it's just, man, it's hot right now.
Permission to go see the backyard, correct? If you grant permission, you can. Have you asked if you could get permission to go see the backyard? Would you allow her to do that?
Yeah, good.
Okay,
In the past, I've not been, I've not
Okay.
had it.
okay,
And then he's skate park, because you don't live out there currently, correct?
Right.
He's just, I just have to be able to catch him there, so.
okay, okay.
If you're willing to do that, we can call.
There,
Yeah.
and then that way we can report more accurately to the board, I can bring better pictures and things, and to see how much he's done. He's done a lot.
Yeah, it just takes a while, you know, I've been there a long time.
Can, next time you're gonna be out that way, can you kinda give Teresa a heads up and maybe she can meet you out there just to kinda get us a real good update?
Okay.
Maybe when the fire chief comes to look at your burn pile,
Right.
go out with him and do them both at once.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you, sir, appreciate it. So do we need to extend anything for you, Teresa?
Could you extend for another 60 days
Okay, so,
and give us an opportunity?
okay,
Give us an opportunity.
in regards to AA, I make a motion that we extend the time to the September regular meeting.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Aye?
Aye.
All right, keep up the good progress, sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So,
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, did I? Oh, I sure did. All right, thank you, good catch, thank you, okay. Number 7, the regular monthly, financial reports. The regular monthly financial reports for all funds are provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. A is at the close of business on June 30th, 2026, bank balances are as follows. Capital Improvement Bank First, $286.13. Community Events is $7,417.40. Federal Asset Forfeiture is $11,199.69. General Fund is $81,433.27. Public Safety Limited Use is $142,920.10. State Asset Forfeiture is $14,448.09. Street and Alley is $13,304.44. Traffic Bond and Refund is $30,391.69. Union City Police Department Community Projects is $6,630.65. Union City Dispatch is $17,095.83. Union City Fire Department is $486,979.44, and Union City Police Department is $111,511.71. Anybody have any questions in regards to financial reports? All right. So, and we've already taken care of 8A, 8 and 8A. We are now at 9. Department of Union City Police Department. The following correspondence provided to the Board of Trustees for their review, consideration, and possible action, and for informational purposes by Interim Chief McCarty.
So, didn't have a whole lot happen last month. Sent some guys to the roadside interview course to help with talking to people on the side of the road and looking for interdiction drug stops, because that's mainly what we see. All of our in-service training has been scheduled now. We're gonna hold that in August and November. That's for all our officers to get in-house complete hours, and skill trainings and all that stuff. This will come up later, but we currently have 2 vehicles in the shop, 2022 Silverado, that's Adam's old truck, and one of the Mustang Tahoes that we just bought. That's a 2022, it's in the shop getting a transmission replaced. Both of them are actually getting a transmission replaced. Fourth Fest went well from us. We didn't have anybody get crazy or anything like that, so didn't have to do anything really. Just
On those transmissions, those are those 10-speed transmissions?
Yeah.
Same ones as the 10 ones?
Yep. Yep. I do have, and again, just do it. Okay.
One last question in regards to,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I've learned recently on the Fords, who, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but on this 10-speed transmission, Ford and GM, designed a lot of that transmission together as a team. And then the software and the adaptive, shift modules and, software is what's different between the Ford and the Chevrolets, and believe it or not, GM is actually a little better than the Ford is. But that being said, there's a separate part number within Ford for police vehicles for that transmission. So you might just double check that whoever's putting those transmissions in is going, because the components, I know on the Ford side, I don't know anything about the GM, but on the Ford side, you can actually, even as a civilian, order that transmission, it's, what's it, police interceptor, and it's a separate part number. And so if they go back in with, which I believe they would go off the VIN number and order the correct transmission, but I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that.
Yes, they are.
Your transmission's a different transmission than what comes in a standard
Yes.
vehicle as far as the type of component.
They've been to shops, cause, we've had a huge issue with shops, cause we've put the most miles on the vehicles, so ours are in the shop work. And right now, we're using Norwoods
Okay.
for our servicing.
Okay.
I've spoken with Cody, and he's using the correct one.
Okay, yeah.
Again, this part will come up later too, budget purchase requests, 3 vehicles, and they'll be the 26, 27 Ford Explorer police, or pursuit utility vehicles. We were, for total year, we were $184,140.70 under our projected budget, so didn't spend as much as we budgeted for, which is good. Activity was, I would say, around about average. Did have a few more reports, didn't have any major shops or anything like that, but PD's humming along. And one note I did wanna make with the board is that, so previously, how we've done financial disbursements, that's one of the reasons why our account looks lower than it was last month. I didn't spend $50,000, but what we're doing now, instead of us, because how it used to be is you guys would allocate us $93,000 a month, right? And we would get one lump sum payment of $93,000 a month, and then we get that transferred into our account. We are not doing that anymore because we spoke and it hurt you guys about having general account grow and everything like that. So what I'm doing is I'm compiling a monthly report saying, hey, this is what we've spent. Let's say it's $40,000. That's all we're getting. We're not getting the $100,000 that was allocated to us in the budget. So it's going to fluctuate each month. Some months are going to be higher than others, but overall, I'm not just getting a lump sum disbursement anymore. So that should, in the long run, go to making general account grow faster than what it has been. So I have to make a report each month, which isn't a huge deal. It's just the expenses that the PD incurs. And I send that to Michelle and we talk about it and say, hey, can we do this, not that, this. So
I know Russ was wanting to combine accounts. Is there, remind me like what the plan is there on how that's done?
They haven't implemented it yet.
Okay.
They're still working through that.
Okay.
What they're basically doing is, taking all of our checking accounts and putting them in general funds.
Okay.
Because that's why we worked out what we worked out, because when they do that, what he needs to keep his account at a certain amount, we put it over, instead of just sending a big chunk one way, no matter what.
And Russ is aware of us, or,
Oh, yeah.
or Connor, I mean, is aware of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And the other thing we did too, because it was stated by Meacham several times, is because within that lump sum payment that we would get from general to PD, we would instantly transfer back payroll. So it was like money was coming out of general and then right back into it.
This was the resolve to, remember her saying the cup game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the resolve to that. There's that piece being fixed right now, is what that is.
No, I mean, it's just a cash flow thing.
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, this is one of the oddities of Union City, is you guys have a whole lot of checking accounts for what is all general fund. And whatever. And when I say cash flow, I just mean, if you have a department, their entire budgeted amount, and they don't need part of that because you were planning on spending it later in the year, but the money's over there instead of in this account over here, and this account needs to spend money today, having checking accounts doesn't affect the budget. Right. Like, it doesn't reduce the budget amount, the PD budget is the PD budget that you guys approve. This is just how that money moves around the background, and it's frankly far more complicated than it needs to be. Okay.
In my head, this is just a step towards simplifying that.
Oh, yeah.
Process.
And to make sure that the general fund, which has other expenditures, the money there, while not taking any money out of the police department budget.
Yes.
Also, on behalf of the, police department, they have total calls for service was 763 calls this last month. Traffic stops, they had 235, 142 of which, resulted in citation and 93 warnings, which is 60% citation, 40% warning. Anybody else have any other questions from Mr. McCarty on agenda item number 9? All right, moving on to 9A, disbandment of Union City Dispatch. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of formally disbanding the Union City Dispatch Department effective August 1st, 2026.
Mr. Mayor, if I may make a request, can we combine 9A and 9B and talk about both of those?
Yes. Yeah, I'm good with that.
They're in conjunction with each other.
Yep. Let me go ahead and read 9B just so
Okay.
everyone knows what that is. So 9B is dispatch agreement with Canadian County, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of entering a contract with Canadian County to dispatch the town of Union City, to dispatch the Union City Police and Union City Fire Department. You have the floor, sir.
All right, so the budget has become, I wouldn't say an issue, but one of the things that was talked about was the amount of money that we're spending on dispatch. According to Meacham and their accounting, it was $331,719 in a year.
That was last year.
Yes, that was
Okay,
last year.
correct.
So, I looked at that and surely there's gotta be a way we can do this at least a little bit cheaper. Salaries in and of themselves are almost $250,000 for dispatchers. What else? I can't really cut their bare necessities, so started reaching out and, we had previously been dispatched by Canadian County, before we had our own. And the actual dispatch supervisor is our part-time supervisor here in Charlotte. So I approached her and asked her if she could get a quote together for me, and I spoke with the undersheriff and Major Glass. And we will go from spending $331,719 to $55,200.
That's the actual quote that they.
$4,600.
And they provided that to you in written form
Yes.
sometime? Okay.
Yes, he's got the
The
contract.
contract
Okay,
is there for
okay,
you to
yeah.
sign, and I
Okay,
believe it's in
okay.
your packet.
Yes, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So it would be a substantial savings to the town. I think the exact math, I'm not sure on, but it's, well, roughly it's $275,800 a year that the town will be saving if one fell swoop.
331 versus 55, so.
Yeah, roughly. So you're looking at substantial cost savings for what is essentially the same service.
And,
County's already approved the agreement, so
Yeah.
they approved the agreement, it's not contingent upon county.
Yes. And also.
and we will pay that in one lump sum to start
No.
a specific year, or it'll be a month?
No, that'll be a month-to-month thing. I spoke, when I was talking to the undersheriff, that was one thing I told him. I asked if we could do a month-to-month for the first fiscal year. He's like, you can do it month-to-month as long as you want. The reason I asked for that is because if we were to disband dispatch and then spend another $55,000 the next month, I wanted to space it out, so that way there wasn't that huge chunk coming out the very next month. So, the effective, if you guys approve this, effective August 1st, we will owe Canadian County $4,600 for dispatch services.
Effective August.
Yes, August 1st.
No changing of radios and fire order.
No, I have done, so where I live in the very, very north end of the county. We have Canadian County's radio channel on our 800s that we have. And I can hear them clearly up off Azalea Road, clear as day. I can hear them down at the river. I can hear them in Oklahoma City. I can hear them everywhere. The only quasi issue that may come up is the tone out procedures.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Tone out procedures for fire.
Tone out, okay.
Yeah, so.
That's how we get our calls.
Yeah. But, most of the stuff, you guys talk on the 800s with us so we can hear it. But we have another Icon radio that gets toned down, but they have one now, and their IT is working on making sure that everything's good. But that's the only system right now that isn't up to, it's not ready yet.
Okay. Is tonight the first night that the dispatchers will be learning of this, or are some of them aware? Okay.
I've spoken to one.
Okay. Is there a contingency plan if they was to leave before August first?
Yes.
Okay.
I've spoken again with the ownership, that was one of the things we talked about, and he said that they would be more than willing to take us on in the event that every single dispatcher quits and leaves us. They would take us up that second, if we need it.
What is the last day of the payroll for that?
It's the right time frame.
We have discussed payouts, did you have
That was a separate spreadsheet. I did see you emailed that to us, to me, I know I received it.
I sent it to you.
Okay, I didn't know if they had seen that.
I didn't because I didn't have
Okay.
the okay to do that.
Okay.
But if
I
you'd
didn't
like,
know.
I
Yeah.
have it with me.
Yeah, if you can share that with the board, please, so they kind of understand what that payout looks like.
And this payout is for accrued vacation and time off in lieu or comp time.
Which, to be clear, if you see these numbers, vacation and comp time, that's on your bonus. You have to pay those out the entire credit, so, it's not.
And so sick leave.
It's what they've already done.
Yeah.
Sick leave, you don't, it's not.
Sick leave is only paid out by policy, you know, some fire union contracts.
What are you saying? What? I'm sorry. What's the cost?
No.
What?
Explain that again.
Okay. So total cost is that. This is giving them their maximum amount of hours they can work.
That's what it's gonna cost for the rest of the payroll and the
If I
layout.
remember right, it's like 17.
Not just the
I'll
payout.
sheet for you.
And then this is what they want to dispatch vacation
Right.
hours. So
Mhm.
it's going to end up costing the general
Yeah,
fund
yeah.
that.
Right, yeah.
That's what it costs to all of it. That's what it costs to all of it.
Can we see a copy of that?
Yeah, go ahead, fire away.
David, what's your thoughts on dispatch?
So,
Fire.
hate the total cost, like, don't see it often.
And again, this.
I mean, I'm not worried about the quality,
Right.
that's gonna be,
Get that back in one.
but overall,
I'm talking about the quality.
yeah, it'll be better.
So the only cost on the spreadsheet that wouldn't otherwise be paid if this, none of this was happening would be basically, what, $8,000 in the leave payout, but the other costs would have been paid no matter what.
Our total savings per month, based on the numbers provided by, Commissioner McCarty comes to about $23,000 a month, to put that in perspective, so even on the payout, it's less than 30 days.
And again, this wasn't a decision or stuff that I took lightly. David and I sat in my office at the fire department and talked at length, but my mentality on this, and this is with everything, is if there's no town, there's no reason for me to exist, there's no reason for me to have a job, if there's not a town to service. So, as much as it sucks, no one wants to disband the whole department, but at the end of the day, the town has to come up with the money somehow. So, it's one of those things you have to look at it somewhat objectively and say this is an area where we could not lose service, but save money at the same time, so it's just kind of what we gotta do.
Have you had a chance to review the contract between?
Oh, that's a standard form.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nice thing about the other governmental entities, their contracts are all constitutional.
Okay. Anybody have any further questions or concerns? in regards to 9B, dispatch agreement with Canadian County, consideration and possible approval of, consideration and possible approval, denial, revision, or acceptance of entering into, that's 9B, we're doing 9A to start with, we got a separate motion. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of formally disbanding the Union City Dispatch Department effective August 1st. I make a motion that we disband the dispatch department effective August 1st. I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, a second, all those in favor? Aye. In regards to 9B, dispatch agreement with Canadian County, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of entering a contract with Canadian County to dispatch the town of Union City, to dispatch Union City Police and Union City Fire. I would like to make a motion on 9B to enter into that agreement. I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a motion and a second, all those in favor? Aye. I guess you'll hold a meeting in the morning. Nine C, surplus of police vehicles, consideration and possible approval and all amendment, revision, or the acceptance of surplusing 3 vehicles for the Union City Police Department. I'm gonna go ahead and, read 9D as well to combine the two. In 9D, the purchase of new vehicles, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of purchasing 3 2027 Chevy Tahoe? Ford Explorers?
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I thought the Explorers was
We can approve that.
No, lucky the Pinto's not still there. All right, purchasing 3 2027 Ford Explorers for the Union City Police Department.
So, with this proposal, I know we just talked about cost saving measures, and now I'm asking you guys for money to buy new vehicles. So you guys have it in my, where my brain was at with this. This is not me coming to you and asking for you guys to give me just money that I go spend on vehicles, and that's it. My goal with this, and it's outlined in there, is for it to be a net zero cost to the town accounts, meaning general fund and capital improvement. How that's gonna be accomplished is the surplus of the 4 vehicles, so it's the 2022 Silverado that I'm currently in, a 22 Tahoe that's, up in the shop right now, and then the 2 2019 Tahoes that we bought from Mustang. These prices are approximations. I'm still working on getting bids for what we can get for these, but based on my research, this is roundabout fair market value for what these vehicles are on miles.
And that's in, is that in our packet?
It's in the proposal.
It's one of these, the one that we're sending to the authority.
Yes, it
The
is.
Chevy truck?
Yep, the 22
We know
Silverado.
we're getting that much.
Huh?
So we know we're getting that much.
Well, again, I gotta get cost, cause I don't wanna charge David too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So what was your question? I'm sorry.
I was being a smart aleck.
One of the ones that we talked about earlier is the 22 Silverado.
You're selling to yourself.
Yeah.
So I was joking that you know you're getting that much money.
Doesn't even have 100,000 miles on it. And it's got a topper.
And that's what I was gonna ask you, so the 2022 Silverado is the one that you're looking at giving, or selling to, then they have how many miles on it?
Right now it's got 98,000.
The one that you're in?
The one you already agreed to buy on the municipal.
Yeah.
But it's already had the transmission replaced.
Yeah, that, so to kind of put your guys' mind at ease, that one's already had the transmission replaced, the entire top end of the motor's been rebuilt, and it has tuning on it to shut down that active cylinder management software. So it runs all 8 cylinders the entire time. It doesn't go between 4 and 8 and 4 and 8 and fluctuate.
On the 2022 Tahoe, that you think you can get around 35,000, how many miles is on that one?
That one's got 38,000 miles on it.
And it's going on the list because, I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, to be blunt, I'm sick of replacing transmissions.
Okay.
And rebuilding top ends of motors.
So that thing at 38,000 miles has already had,
It's in the shop right now getting transmission replaced.
And what's the cost to replace transmission?
Around about $10,000 per transmission.
That's crazy.
And we've, just from Norwoods, we've replaced 5 of those, and that's just at one shop. That's not
And
counting.
because of that, what you just talked
Well,
about?
so the transmissions,
Yeah.
the transmissions, I've never been able to get a clear answer on why, but from all the information I have, it's because of the 10-speed and the way that we as police drive our vehicles. It'll go from cruising to, you gotta hammer it to catch up to somebody, or you go from stationary to 120 miles an hour. Those transmissions just we're just not built for it. And I've asked around to other departments, and we're not unique. The Tahoes, every single GM product, and again, I'm not meaning to bash GM, but every single department that runs GM products, they're having the exact same issues. It's top ends of motors and it's transmissions.
Is Toyota not building the Interceptor?
No, I wish, it'd be nice.
They're not?
No.
Okay.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We have had really good luck with the Fords, and I'm not saying that the same thing can't happen, that's not what I'm saying. But with buying new vehicles.
That's what Oklahoma City's implementing
Yes,
and everything.
yes, they have all Ford Explorers. But the main reason I wanna buy new is not because I want flashy, new, shiny things. It's because Ford offers a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on their vehicles. And if we do this, if you guys approve this tonight, the oldest vehicles in our fleet for frontline patrol are gonna be 2023 Explorers. So if we can replace the 3 tonight, get those this year, next year replace the 2, a 23 and a 25, and then by 2028, when the 2023s would have been out of warranty, or they're already replaced, and every single frontline vehicle we have is under warranty. So we won't be incurring those.
I can talk about anything in regards to police cars. Sure. I'll put you on the spot on this
Yep.
one, and this is just, if anybody else agrees with me, y'all can speak up. If you don't want to, you don't have to. One thing that does bother me about our police vehicles is our decals. When I go to, I travel a lot, and, when I look at a lot of the vehicles in the, police vehicles in the larger, municipalities, their decals are much more noticeable. And y'all have kind of that, just a slight tint different than what the vehicle is. And I'm going to assume that so it allows you to, hide a little bit and be a little more incognito,
Yeah,
when you're
less in your
right.
face.
Yeah. And so, can you tell me why or why not, or why most of all the bigger departments have all moved to a more noticeable decal system on their vehicles versus that two-tone? Now, I know, you get, narcotics officers, and there's the specialty vehicles within those departments that are running those style of decals, but the everyday boots on the ground guys, they have very noticeable police vehicles.
Mostly, it's for known presence, patrolling the neighborhoods and everything like that, so, but as far
I mean, when I look at a police department and when I see our vehicles out on the street, like, I like that. Like, I like that vehicle's much more noticeable and that it's a more presence thing. I don't know what, I'm a car guy. I recognize them whether you have them that way or not,
Yeah.
But I'm assuming there's a vast majority of the general public that doesn't notice them until you ride up on them.
Yeah.
But, are you opposed to putting a more
No, I'm not.
brighter decal on
I
your
like fluorescent orange.
Or
We'll probably get shot then.
the European stripes on the
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
No, I'm just bringing that up because I don't know why, and I mean, maybe I'm just nitpicking, but I like the vehicles that are more noticeable.
I thought about that too.
I think it helps your reputation where they can see you better.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not-
just my thing.
Are these Tahoes all the ones we got from Mustang?
Yep.
They come with a warranty from Mustang?
Luckily, the 2022 that's in the shop right now is covered under warranty, so we're not having to.
What's the powertrain on those?
Don't quote me on this, but I believe it was 40.
Okay.
So
You can't dress up a Tahoe for, David, you can't dress up a Tahoe for pet capturing? It's got 100 miles on it.
So you got these 3 vehicles.
Yep.
For approximately 80,000, and you wanna talk about these other things?
Yes, so the other funds first, so I'll get to that if you don't mind, I'll hold on the prices. So for the three, and this is us buying the vehicles, getting them upfitted, and basically turnkey, to get them to where I can just give them out to patrol guys. It's $188,408.76, and that's using Stolt Telecom, because we have had a lot of issues with different upfitters, where we will have two vehicles in there at the exact same time, and they will be built completely different. We've had one guy install the rear camera for the back seat as a rear dash cam. That type of stuff, to where it's like, what are you doing? So, I've heard good things about Stolt, so we're gonna try them with these.
Does this have to be bid out or anything?
Upfit?
State contract.
State contract.
Approximately $80,000 from the 4 vehicle sales. We're gonna use, our part of the public safety limited use tax to cover 65,000 of it, or around about 65,000 of it. I'm hoping a little bit more. What was your account right now? 140.
First page.
I know, but what's the percentages again of what belongs to them? 40%?
40.
Okay.
So, the other money, and I've spoken about this with David, and the other money will come from him and me signing a piece of paper saying that we're authorized to use part of the fire department's limited use.
Is there any legality issues there?
And then they pay it back.
Yeah, you're paying it back. I mean, you're gonna have a piece of that that's rollover from last fiscal year anyways, plus the money still up this year, and so honestly, by the end of the year, you're gonna have that amount of money available in that account between the rollover and current year.
I'm okay with it, I'm just asking.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, from a cash flow perspective, yeah, essentially borrowing David's money until you replenish it with the PD's money, but from a budgeting, municipal budgeting standpoint, you're gonna end up with about $120,000 in that limited use for the PD side between the current year, which is like 65,000, and what they actually used in last year, which is about 65,000. So from a budgeting standpoint, you've got 130,000 there, even if you're waiting for that money to come in. So borrowing against David's isn't really borrowing against David's, because by the end of the year, he will repay that amount.
And the two 2019 Tahoes are our two oldest, correct? Or the most used?
Most used frontline, yes.
Okay, yes. Anybody have any questions?
My biggest thing was I didn't want to be paying for maintenance continually for the next, 2-3 years, just replacing top ends and motors and transmissions, because we've been doing it for so long, and I know Adam did what he could to put kind of Band-Aids on it and fix it, but these GM products, frankly, I'm just sick and tired of them. I'm sick and tired of having them in the shop, sick and tired of paying $10,000 per transmission, sick and tired of the downtime, and we haven't had an issue with the Fords, and some of them have 50,000 miles on them already, 0 issues out of them, and if we can keep them all under warranty, then that's kind of my rationale. We'll save the town money in the long run.
Plus, they're gonna make better mileage.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. So, just for your guys' information, we did not go with the top end model either on the Ford Explorer purchase, because they have a 400-something horsepower EcoBoost with turbos and everything. Well, it's kind of a known fault. About 100,000 miles, those turbos go out. We're getting the 3.3 V6, naturally aspirated, so less parts to go out. Still quick enough to do the job. We run them on the track. They're fast. They're fun to drive, but I can't justify, hey, I'm having all this problem with these vehicles, so I'm buying another one with parts that are probably going to go out at about the same rate. So we're getting naturally aspirated V6.
They don't have water pump failures that the ones in this 2017, 18 had, because more than the vehicle was worth sometimes $600, $700, $800 water pump change.
No, from what I understand, and we have a 23 and, two 23s, or we have 2 25s and a 23. And we've had, like I said, 0 issues. Some of them, one of them has almost 60,000 miles on it already. We've had 0 issues out of it.
So I'm a yes vote in supporting this, but I really would like to entertain the some kind of new decal design. That I would like to leave up to you guys. I personally would like to see something that's a little, something similar to what OKC and Tulsa and some of the other types of communities are running.
Okay.
So if you'll entertain that for me, I'm a yes.
I'll entertain it, yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, since 9D proposal on the purchase is also contingent upon 9C, you can take these up as a single motion.
Okay.
9D and C.
Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, you'd be looking for a motion to approve 9C and 9D.
Correct. In regards to 9C and 9D, I make a motion that we approve the purchase of 3 new vehicles, and then also surplusing 4 old vehicles, one of those of which will transfer between, the police department to the municipal side. I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and second, all those in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Motion
Yeah, I
passed.
expect mine delivered by 8 a.m.
Cleaned up, spit gun too?
In fact, your first ticket and then by 8:01.
Okay, number 10, Department of Traffic bond refund. The following correspondence provided the Board of Trustees for their review, consideration, and possible action for informational purposes by Candy Ruler. And she has been working on this now for a little bit. I'm pretty excited about it. Number 10, you got the floor, Ms. Candy?
Oh, you didn't have my report.
Oh, you don't want to read it? Okay.
She likes to stand up, though.
I think David said he'll want himself.
So is everybody here familiar with what she's working on?
Yeah, she can recap it. Be great.
Recap for us.
Okay, so since I got here, with traffic bond refund, there were things that weren't done. There were citations not closed in Otis, so it's not, like, Icon had citations open or not touched ever since like 2017, 2018. I've been working on getting them all closed out, getting it all squared away. We have one more court hearing, and everything should be up to date, everything should be touched. And then I can then start the tax interceptions for the tickets, for that program. I have not started it yet though, because I didn't want to put negative data into the system and then turn around and have to fix it all. So,
It's pretty good, 20,000.
What do you mean, one more court hearing? I may do that.
so July 16th, we should have, this should be our last court hearing to clean it all up. So citations, some are sitting out there as failure to comply instead of failure to appear. Some haven't been touched that should have had a warrant, so I'm getting it all cleaned up.
A letter's been sent to the citizens telling them they have to come to court. That's why it's one more court hearing.
We have like, what, over $1 million in warrants?
2.
2, so if you get those, kind of good.
Get some more Ford Tauruses.
That's right. Horse and buggy.
All about dogs and Ford Taurus.
That's really good.
So,
Stay on
this
that.
program in the month of June, $20,000.
Yep.
Yep. Pretty good.
Probably 40 this time.
Hey, better than what it was the month before. Okay, number 11, Department of Union City Fire. The following correspondence provided the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action, information purposes by Chief Jones.
So you have a report there, pretty typical month, 22 calls. Let's see, nothing really too big.
What's causing the oil well fires?
Man, lightning, killing us there.
Lightning? It wasn't both lightning?
Yeah, and then we had more just already.
Well, I think we were doing.
I don't know what's going on, but 22 for the month of June, today's what, 13th? Was that 25? So, maybe a record month, I hope not. And obviously it's getting very dry. So, also big news is, we did pass our, state inspection with our EMRA, so, we're good to go for another couple of years on being a Maple Station, so that's a big thing. Very proud of that, so, That's about it on, well, on this report, but since this report was made for June, just so you're aware, Saturday evening, got a call from dispatcher, said we had a leak, and when we get to the station, yeah, we do, because it's coming out of the ceilings in the bathrooms like you can't believe, a full, water pipe that feeds the whole building decided to pop apart. Coming out, we have a grid ceilings up there, coming out of those through the light fixtures, into the day room is where the, like EMS stays and stuff, and flooded it, and we got it all quick. I basically did a call out to firemen, and we got it very clean quick, and got everything out of there. The furniture seems to be fine. We, obviously got the water out quick as we could, got fans going, got all the necessary things going. Then I reached out to a professional company, Servo or something like that, isn't it? I'm trying to think of it. Anyway, and they came out today, and the main reason I did that is just to make sure everything's done correctly, and if there ever was mold or something, and the guy started getting sick or anything like that, and obviously our insurance, will cover all that. But it's you know, could have been a lot worse, but luckily, dispatchers heard it and seen it running there, even did a quick video of it leaking, thank goodness. And then I got a ton of pictures, obviously, as we went. And, it'll be, take a little while, but we'll get it back together. And, the sad part is, the TV fell from the wall and landed right on our trophy case for, we actually have a piece, if you guys ever seen it, pretty cool. It's a piece of the, World Trade Center that we got, that we were, had to go through every jump and everything you could think of to get that. We haven't busted that case it was in, and ruined the paperwork in it, but we do have it. We'll still have a piece of metal, so that's good. But, anyway, other than that, I think everything's fine. And we've talked about the insurance today, they've been real helpful, and it didn't really cost us anything. It's not much anyway, so it's more likely we'll have to take out some of the sheetrock on the bottom, and everything like that. So they got all their dryers and, dehumidifiers and all that going right now, so. And luckily it didn't hurt the men's room, so we do have a bathroom. So.
Change it to one of them.
Both, whatever you call it.
Gender neutral.
Yeah.
Get gender neutral sign. Anybody else have any more questions for David? All right, Department of Union City Emergency Management, the following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Chief Jones.
So, we had a, anonymous donation, for it's a used system, but it still works really good, siren, it's already set and everything, and he wanted it on 152 and radio, and so that's where it's at. He paid for every penny, didn't cost us a penny, but it's ours now. So we have the new one going.
It's a full-size siren, or?
Yeah, it's complete, and just used.
It's an anonymous person donated the whole thing?
Yep. And,
What does something like that cost?
the new's 30, so I'm saying the used had to be 15 to 20. I was guessing.
It looks new. It looks new.
And it's already installed?
Already installed, working.
Okay.
And, we've already approved the one to go on radio, Alphaville, and 152, then the one to go over here, which got back ordered some parts, unfortunately, so, those two new ones are not in yet, but that one's up and working, so that'll give us three miles out already, once the new one's in, so that'll be good.
Obviously, it sounds like the person wants to stay anonymous. Okay.
Right now,
Okay.
so I don't know if that's gonna change.
Can we still look at doing something like some kind of appreciation plaque or something?
I would love to
the name,
something,
if
yeah.
you know the name of the individual doing
Oh, yeah,
something
yeah.
in regards to them?
And I may have permission to even say, always
Just a blank plaque?
Not, it don't have to be blank.
Thank you.
Anonymous.
No,
No,
no.
no, I mean, we'll leave that up to you on how you wanna handle that, but I'd like to do something for them if they wanna hang that privately in their home or put it in a drawer, that's up to them. But something that says
Thank you, yeah. I
Much
agree.
appreciated.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need, he can just use the P card.
I can tell you, that ain't the first time.
Yeah.
All the playground equipment at the park
Mhm.
was the same person,
Okay.
that brand new system, something else big, wasn't it? Can't remember what it was, preschool was. There's one more big thing. It was that playground he's the one that, good lord, that's weird. You think I know that? You know, back when I started, it was a lean-to with wire around it, tires holding the tin on it, seriously, that's what it was. And, yeah, I'll admit, I misspoke probably, but he came to me and said, if I give you $20,000, can you get a shelter built? I said, yep. But then we got it.
Whoever this is, tell him we said thank you.
Yeah, so he's a big, you know.
If you can do something in regards to a thank you plaque from the town.
Yeah.
Something nice.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for that.
On a button pusher from the side.
Yeah. All right. Department of Union City Animal Control. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Animal Control Officer David Jones.
Pretty common. We took in, 3 dogs, 3 cats, 2 of the dogs successfully returned to their owners.
We really need to know how the cats ended up in your hands.
Remember that one. One person showed up with 2. I've got the paperwork, but I can't remember. Anyway, they've all been adopted.
Take them over on Cherry Street.
Yeah, they got
it.
I didn't say where they were adopted to.
Honestly, they haven't been a problem for me at all recently. I don't know if they just hear me talking or what.
And this routine, you know, stuff other than feeding the turtles about a cup of food a day, but they love it. Gotta keep them healthy to keep that lagoon flooded down.
That's right.
Okay, anybody else have any more questions for David on animal control? This fits in animal control. You said the new truck's gonna be, you're wanting to outfit it with that, so.
Well, no, the old black one.
Oh, the old black one, okay.
3/4 ton will keep.
Okay.
To pull the big stuff, cause these half tons won't pull that Vactron, that big thing.
Okay.
But my goal is to, maybe eventually even a camper shell, something on it, we'll see, but.
Well, they make legitimate
Yeah,
dog
things for that.
stuff for that.
Well,
but
you get to have like tools in for whirlies and or, again, I get called at 2 AM because they've got to try to stop with a, you know, animal, they get there quick. And I gotta go down and unload my truck and try to lift that thing.
Well, whatever you do,
So, have it ready.
get some quotes, but also make it to where it can be transferable to a different truck and not just fit like.
Oh, yeah, it
one
won't be permanent.
Yeah.
We have a really nice dog box that Tony, rebuilt for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really nice and it's, you can slide it in anything and then that'll be something, just stay in there.
Okay.
It's just so big, it's hard for one man to maneuver around the living.
All right, number 14, Department of Union City Streets and Alley. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Streets and Alley Supervisor David Jones.
Same, you know, obviously now the mowing is slowing down. I don't know if you noticed, it seemed like everything just died last week. But you obviously know the construction on 81 North, but they're doing well. They're going back with the top players on it now, so they said it shouldn't be too long, that'll be back open. We did complete we went to every tin horn we could find in this area and straightened them out, cleaned them out, used the jaws and opened them up if they were crushed, and that should help with a lot of, well, we did one thing on the show, she said it's been doing it forever, and that's really good, so.
Yeah.
We did have obviously a ton of tree limbs coming in, which makes some good training the other night, by the way, but.
Don't burn them up?
Yeah. We trained with them. Did do some damage at the park, that big wind we had that one night, wrapped, I don't know if you remember, but there was kind of a smaller playground set that set by the bigger one, and it wrapped it around a tree. So, and honestly, I mean, it's not as bad as you think. I mean, like if I were at my house, I put it back together, but being in the park, you can't, little things wrong with it, you know, so. But the insurance is gonna cover that. It took out the sign, if you hadn't noticed. So I'm gonna rebuild that, put it back nicer, and some of the fence as well, got damaged, and the only thing, I got a call this evening, like at 6 o'clock, and and he wasn't sure if they're gonna cover the fence and sign, because he said, unlike their homeowner policy, some commercial ones, you have to have that particular thing listed. So he's checking. He's gonna cover the playground, but he's not sure what that is. So I guess if that don't go, we'll go around the next.
Say again what he's not thinking he can.
He's not 100% it's gonna cover the fence and the sign.
Okay.
Because something about, like if it were your house, basically yours covers it's a blanket, coverage. He said a lot of the commercial and each thing has to be listed individually rather than just a blanket, like just a
Well,
park.
then in that case, we need to add
Right.
the sign on the, south and north side of
Both
town.
sides, yeah.
And then we need to add that to it as well.
Right.
And then, I don't know if we have to add those to our asset list that we've created for,
You know, that's
for
something I did not.
tax stuff, but adding those to that.
So many things, but,
Yeah, but, and that's why it'll be fluid, but
Yeah.
if you can, go ahead and add those to our asset
Yeah,
list.
I'll
And
need
then,
that.
and then we're gonna need to make sure that those are added too, because that could be a car driving off the road, driving through it, I mean, it could be a number of things. If it's a hit and run, then you're,
but, yeah.
so can you make that one of your action items, to make sure that those are listed all in? I haven't drove with this thought in mind out to the, west here, between here and Mustang, but is there room now for us to add a welcome to Union City sign coming
At
from?
Gregory?
Yeah, Gregory, coming from the,
Yeah.
from the west, huh?
Yeah.
What-
I mean,
what-
I'd have to
what-
look, I think it's one, I can't remember how deep it is up there, but.
Can you glance at that, when you have time, and then also, how did that work last time? Did y'all have to get the state's approval to do that, or how does that work?
That was
To
the
put
year and a
that in
half I
driveway?
wasn't here, so I'm not sure. I actually ended up finishing that one.
Right.
One, that one.
They did, they got
But-
permission to put it on forever.
Through ODOT, or who do they have to go through?
Yeah.
So,
Can you glance at that and then check with ODOT to see if that's something, because if we're gonna do that, it would be nice to have one coming in from
Yeah.
that side of town too,
okay.
add more.
They shrunk all those city signs yet, but it was very good. I think that's it. Somebody listen. Oh, you'd asked about the legality of those, blinking stop signs.
Okay,
And, they are legal, everything I can find on it.
okay,
The only option would be on the height.
okay.
Um,
They seem low to me when I drive
yeah,
up to them.
well, one, I
never
never a
noticed
little,
it.
cause
I never
got ran
noticed.
over and that's all I had. Remember when he got run over, I put it up, and that's the only pole we had available, but Lacey's checking on these. When you Google, it says technically every sign's supposed to be 7 foot from the bottom. Well, they need a sign in the county, 7 foot from the bottom. That'd be the bottom of it, stop sign, so.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's right, so Lacey's checking on the legal stuff for me.
Okay.
And
Yeah, stay on that, thank you
Yeah,
for reminding me.
but I did
Start with that.
check on it.
Is there something you need to add?
No.
Oh.
You big from that.
Oh, okay. I caught up just now, it took me a minute. All right, I'm with
Something that's
you.
happening at that station.
Department of Union City Town Clerk Treasurer, number 15. The following correspondence provided the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Town Clerk and Town Treasurer Michelle Burns.
You have the report. Nothing really new, just the normal stuff, money, cash flow, working capital, what we got from ACOG, for taxes. We do have the letter coming up for an associate, as well as the negotiation of a new auditor.
My turn's not getting any smaller.
What?
Gets smaller every month.
Every month it gets a month.
Still says 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a running, like the budget.
What, like a countdown clock?
No,
He would like one.
tomorrow. No.
So, as a part of that, report, I included this, your page. This is the email that we received from Fern Associates firing us. And then the official letter that was sent, that was attached to that, is right after it, if you would like to see what she had to say.
I will read, or is there a line item for this?
No.
Okay.
No, because it's nothing to, I mean, that's why it's just a part of my report.
No, it's paid now. Yeah. Well, I know, I just wanna read it, so in case anyone is listening back. Initial email says, Michelle, we have enjoyed working with you, the board, and the town of Union City. However, we are unable to perform an agreed-upon procedure for the town of Union City. Attached, please find our formal disengagement letter. It's addressed to mayor and council members. Gentlemen, this letter confirms that Fern Associates, PC, is withdrawing from our engagement to audit the financial statements of the town of Union City for fiscal year ending in June 30th, 2024. After careful consideration, we have determined that it is the best interest of both parties that we discontinue our professional relationship. Accordingly, effective immediately, we shall perform no further audit services related to this engagement. Our decision to withdraw should not be interpreted as expression and opinion regarding the financial statements, internal control, compliance with laws or regulations, or any other aspects of the financial reporting process. Because the audit has not been completed, no audit opinion will be issued, and no reliance should be placed upon any work we have performed to date. As you are aware, management is responsible for preparing and fairly presenting the financial statements in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework, establishing and maintaining effective internal control, providing complete and accurate accounting records and other information requested during the engagement, complying with applicable federal and state laws regarding grant requirements and contractual obligations, and securing another independent auditor if necessary to complete the audit. To assist with an orderly transition, we will cooperate with your successor auditor to the extent permitted by professional standards and applicable law, and upon your written authorization, we will make available appropriate engagement information and respond to reasonable inquiries from your successor auditor. Our files remain the property of Fern Associates PC. We will provide copies of client-provided records and other documents that belong to the client upon request. Certain work papers are confidential and will not be released except as required or permitted by professional standards, law, or regulation. Please note that our withdrawal from this engagement does not relieve your entity of any applicable financial reporting, filing, grant, or regulatory deadlines. It is your responsibility to ensure those obligations are met. Any outstanding fees and expenses incurred through the effective date of this disengagement remain due under the terms of our engagement agreement. A final invoice will be provided under separate cover. We appreciate the opportunity to have served your organization and wish you success in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Kimberly Furr. So, didn't really. Yeah, that was.
We have not received anything else for you.
Okay.
I think it's because we were really honestly already paid up.
Can you send an email just to ask, is there anything else that we owe at this time, or are we
Sure.
paid in full? And then request a.
You're paying them a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, I really feel like we've already paid them in full, because I have paid them every invoice they sent. So, yes,
I just wanna wrap that up and make sure that they consider us paid
Yeah,
in full.
yeah, I can do that. I'll blind copy you in it.
Okay, anybody have any more questions on that? Okay. That was number 15. We're moving on to 15A, approval of checks for listed departments. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving the checks listed below in accordance with the Union City Code of Ordinance Title 2, Section 2-1-2, letter C. The check is for general, in the amount of $7,250 to R.S. Meacham. And this is for, the copy of your packet. Is this for last month?
July and March.
Budget prep and cancellation.
QuickBooks postings for July through March, and for fiscal year 27 budget prep and council meetings.
Okay. Okay, I make a motion to approve 15A to pay R.S. Meacham $72.50. Do I have a second? Have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 15B, checking account name change, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving of a name change to public safety limited use. I believe that's the account number, is that correct? That's the account number?
Correct.
Account number 442-80-28684 to public safety limited use PD.
Just changing the name. Just, you remember the special meeting
Yep.
when we discussed that we need to, okay.
I make a motion, we approve 15B to change the name to public safety limited use PD.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 15C, opening new checking accounts, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving opening a new checking account with Bank First of Union City named Public Safety Limited Use Fire Department. This is the same as 15B, but for the fire department, correct?
Correct.
I make a motion, we approve 15C to open the new account for Public Safety Limited Use Fire Department.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 15D, opening new checking account, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving opening a new checking account with Bank First of Union City named Public Safety Limited Use EMS.
Same thing, just for EMS.
I make a motion to approve 15D and opening a new account for Public Safety Limited Use EMS.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 15E is hiring freeze for discussion and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of the option to place a hiring freeze on the town of Union City and Union City Municipal Authority by the Board of Trustees if it has been deemed necessary. We're still working on you, kind of putting in place, I don't know if you were gonna consider it to be a, what do you call it? It's not an ordinance, but a
Resolution?
resolution. Were you gonna write a resolution?
So for 15I has
15I.
We had that.
a resolution.
Oh, you're good, okay. Declared, so we don't need to do anything with 15E, correct? We're gonna address that on 15I, or?
15I is more declaring the vacancy.
Well, about them having control of deciding when to open something up
Yeah.
to be filled.
So we wanna do,
Yeah, so.
we want it to be,
They're kind of right.
They kind of go hand in hand. Can, overtime freeze. I mean, right now, we can just table 15E and 15F, and then.
So F would have nothing to do with the hiring
Correct.
process.
Yeah.
E, yeah, you're gonna address it with I, by
Right.
virtue of the fact that you would be declaring that you have the authority to declare if there is a vacancy work to be filled. So that effectively gives you the ability to declare hiring freeze. But F is more just overtime.
Y'all feel right now we just continue to let things kind of go until we address things later if we need to, in regards to the hiring freeze?
Well, I think what it's saying is that you do that, and then if you pass the other one.
E is taken care of with I, but
Yeah, it makes it-
overtime is a
okay.
separate issue.
Okay.
And you decide whether there's
Right.
vacancy or
Yeah.
not filled,
Right.
not the department head.
You
Right.
guys decide.
We do.
Yeah.
That's what all of that is.
So, but I'm not, as of right now, I'm not interested in an overtime freeze after doing what we did with dispatch. Then, so we can just remove that for now, unless it becomes permanent.
What about
What'd you say?
15E?
In 15E, we're not gonna address that one either, we're gonna address it under 15I.
do you want me to remove it as well?
Well, we
And
were-
let it be
I
on?
think he said we should do both.
We need to do both?
Because they go hand in hand.
Sorry, I'm making this more complicated than it probably should be.
There's no reason to do anything on E.
Okay,
You've got
that's
a
right,
resolution.
okay.
Can I
So-
remove
so
E?
you can remove it.
Well, you don't remove it, it's on the agenda.
Well, not, just, it doesn't need to be on the next agenda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does not need to be on the next agenda. Okay, and then there's no action on 15F, and it can be removed.
Okay.
15G. 15G is the resolution 2026-08 amend resolution. That's 15G. Okay. Notice of election. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, of the acceptance of amending resolution 2026-8 to change election date, at-large date, and filing period date.
We've been targeting August, but it's gonna end up being November.
Okay, that'll be on the, and that's the regular.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
statutes, it's gotta be a 3-day period.
So we just need to make a motion to approve the amendment of this resolution.
Well, it's a new resolution.
Oh, the whole new one, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I'll second. I'll second, Keith. All right, you wanna make a
No,
motion?
I'll make the motion. I make a motion on 15G to, accept resolution 2026-08, which will move the election for our open seat to November, the regular election.
For informational purposes, the filing period would be August 24th through the 26th.
August 24th
Through 26th.
through the 26th. And now that that's set in stone, can you guys start putting that on social media, that the filing period for the open seat will be August 24th through the 26th, and the election will be held in November?
Yes.
That's an important one to get out to the public.
But I'll have to do it after I go to county,
Okay.
and they accept, and there's
Okay,
no more
that's fine.
correct, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So your fun is if there's 3 or more, and there's not, somebody gets 50%, there's a runoff in February.
Right.
Or there's an election in April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem though. 15H, resolution.
we need a
Oh,
second
oh, sorry.
Oh, I seconded
it.
He seconded it, and then all those in favor?
Aye.
15G passed. 15H, resolution 2026-09, authority to add to agenda. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of resolution 2026-9, establishing rules of who can add line items to an agenda.
So the resolution that you got in your packet essentially would be, it addresses two possible people to put on items on the agenda. If adopted, any trustee put items on the agenda provided, I did put a deadline in there of 5 working days before. So essentially when your meeting's on Monday, the Monday before by 5 o'clock.
Is the deadline?
The reason for that being, and there may always be circumstances where we have to make an exception, but the idea being, and you can't think about it just in terms of people who are at the table now, but for moving forward, sometimes somebody might want something on the agenda and they might come that Friday, and it's a very complicated item that requires staff to put together supporting materials so that you guys have everything you need to make a decision. The idea behind having a deadline is to then make sure that isn't something simple, staff has enough time to get the materials together that you need for the item, and that I have enough time to get with the trustee to figure out what is it that they're trying to accomplish, so I can draft language to make sure that they can get that accomplished. And then because we're going ahead and doing that, added an item that items can also be added by staff, which would be department heads, town attorney, financial advisor, the auditor, or any other professional consultants that you engage. So those would be the 2 groups of people that put something on the agenda. What about citizens? Well, you are their representatives, so if somebody's got a concern, the way it's supposed to work is they talk to their trustees, and if they pique your curiosity, you put something on the agenda. But it's your working meetings, and so that's why it's either gonna be you guys that put something on the agenda, or it's gonna be the staff that put something on the agenda.
Anybody opposed to any of that? No? Okay. In regards to 15H, resolution 2026-09, I make a motion that we approve the resolution, establishing rules for who can add line items to the agenda. I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 15I, resolution 2026-10, board declared vacancy to hire. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of resolution 2026-10, establishing the board of trustees declare a vacancy for a hireable position with the town of Union City.
So, Mr. Mayor, the way that this is worded, and I was careful the way I worded it, because occasionally people will come in and just submit a resume just for you to keep on file in case you ever have something that comes up. What this is designed to do is to make sure that before we can start accepting applications to start the hiring process for a given position, that you would have to declare that the position is vacant. Simply adopting a budget that you may appropriate money for departments it's not the same thing as opening a position up. And so you have to declare that it's open, and as part of that, I put in there that you also have the authority to establish the conditions under which it would be filled. That could be everything from declaring the process you want to be followed, to any other conditions that you want to follow. The ultimate goal here, from what I understood from the board last month, was you wanted to make sure that before we started down the path of hiring anybody, that you guys authorized the position to be declared to be vacant. So that's.
And by doing this, it would eliminate the ability for a department head to add somebody to payroll.
And the way it's worded, it not just has to make payroll, but even take application.
Okay.
So like if somebody comes in and gives chief an application, hey, if you ever have an opening, well, they're not applying for an opening, they're just.
That's perfectly fine, yeah.
Let me know if something comes up, but I have had situations in other communities where we get all the way to the finish line, and that's when the board is for the first time period of time. And so wanting to make sure that you are the ones who start that process and then obviously finish it, but doesn't start without your knowledge.
Thank you. You guys, department heads good?
But we can fill a open vacancy, right?
It's not open unless we say it's open.
Yep.
If we told you that you can, then you can.
They would declare that it's open and then that.
Even if it's like my helper leaves tomorrow, I can.
So that's back.
That's what I'm getting at. I thought it was just a new position.
Well, no, so,
The way I understood it, the
Yeah,
way it's drafted would be.
Well, that's what we talked about, was
Yeah.
a new position, but we can fill an open one.
and I mean, I don't think there's any board member that's gonna limit you from doing that. And I mean, I know I'm willing to have special meetings to do that, but if someone quits and leaves, we will need to hold a special meeting, and/or, put it on the next agenda for the next month's meeting to approve that as a vacancy, and then you can post that job and start the hiring process. So, it's basically for any position hired.
So, but that could really hurt you being without for.
On a timeline, it could, and that's why you need to hold a special meeting if you need to.
Yeah.
So, but there are scenarios where, I don't think this applies when you're cash flush as much as it does when you're not cash flush. Sometimes if someone decides to leave on their own and money's tight, that could be an opportunity for the board to make a decision to squeeze that until money's more readily available.
And of course, if there's a person that we know is leaving, you can always put it on the agenda. Or declare that it's vacant at the point that they leave, so that you don't have to wait for them to leave. The board would already be voting to declare the position vacant upon that person leaving, but you would already have that process started. But yeah, in a situation like that, if somebody left without you knowing it ahead of time to get it on the agenda, then you need to contact the mayor, especially if we call or be on that break.
Yeah, and I mean, I vouch for myself, and I think this board, when I say we would hold that special meeting, I mean, we're not gonna hold that up any more than we have to, especially in important roles. I mean, it's inevitable. I mean, if one of you guys walked out on us tomorrow, I mean, we're gonna have to move. I mean, we can't, there's a lot of moving parts there that we can't leave vacant for long. So, but this is important to me for the sheer fact that, again, when we received that piece of paper, there was names on that list and people that we didn't even realize were on payroll. Right. And I don't know any other way to keep that from happening again other than this. But
Is there a way we could word it to where because I think to your point, and I have the same fear, like if one of the officers quits tomorrow, right, and I need to fill that position, is there language that we can put in there that if it's an existing position, we can fill it, but we have a duty to inform at the next meeting, hey, this position was vacant, and I filled it with said person?
Which is
what we actually talked about last meeting. But still understanding that, like, if I was to come to you guys and ask, I can't just go out and hire another officer, right?
Right, or another helper.
Y'all are saying if you backfill a position.
Yes.
That's what.
Do you have to have authority versus creating a new position?
Yes.
My understanding, that's what the language was gonna be, but I'm not arguing it, I'm just asking.
yeah, I want these guys to speak for themselves as well, but from my standpoint right now, until we get a little more cash flush in certain areas and work through this audit processes, it's mainly the audits, I'm just gonna be honest with you, that's the constant thing that hangs over our heads and has been hanging over our heads. I would like the board to have the sheer power when we add an employee, because again, and I don't want you guys to think that it's a control thing. I hope and please that we try to leave that stuff up to the department heads and you guys to make decisions and make good decisions on behalf of your budgets and your department. But right now, I mean, we are ultimately at the end of the day the five that are, or when we have five, we're the 4 or 5 that are ultimately responsible for those bank accounts and the ones that can be held accountable for those things. And there are times again where, if money's very tight and we lose a role, you can have that person completely replaced before I can even get back to a meeting table to talk about it. And by putting this in place for now, It allows us to have some control over that, and again, I do promise you that we will move as fast as we can. I also know that, you know, even though we haven't, you know, approved it, I mean, you know there's a vacancy there, and you probably have a good stomach for whether or not the board's gonna support you on hiring another one. And you can start, I mean, you know, having conversations with people whom you think might be able to fill those roles, but at the end of the day, the board needs to approve it before it goes to that. And once we get past all of these audits and all of that stuff, and if the next board or, you know, a future board wants to add some limitations to that, but for right now, I personally would like to have it, to where the board decides. And I don't know if you guys have anything y'all wanna add to that or not, but I do make the promise that if you have a role that's open, we will move absolutely as quick as possible to get you guys approval, especially on the roles that are needed, the primary roles. Because we understand the pressure that it puts on you guys as a team when there's somebody missing, and the amount of work in a small department of, you know, even the three of you, for instance, you know, of how much extra load it puts on you guys to fill those, but, that's all I have to add. Anybody else? Anything that you need to add to that?
No,
Okay.
that was kind of where I thought
Yeah.
you were at, and that's why I drafted it the way I did.
Yeah. But I am open to, you know, down the road and changing this, you know.
Well, hopefully it didn't happen.
Right, yeah. All right, so in regards to 59, resolution 2026-10, board declaring vacancy to hire, I make a motion that we approve resolution 2026-10, establishing the board of trustees declare vacancy for a hireable position for the town of Union City. I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a motion and a second, all those in favor? Aye. Safety deposit box, 15J, consideration and possible approval and I'll amendment revision of the acceptance of removing Bob McGregor off the safety deposit box at Bank First of Union City. So this is the first I'm learning that we have a safety deposit box. What do we keep in a town safety deposit box?
You know what, it's so old. The paperwork in there is from, like, when did you start?
There are documents in there in regards to oil and gas bonds.
Okay.
A few times, it's been several years ago, but we're still holding some bonds.
Are those the bonds?
We've got cashier checks. They had a couple of small companies that instead of having to do, it was so expensive to do the big, you know, the bond with a, you know, company, instead they did $100,000 check, cashier's check.
Never
The board approved those, and then when they
This is
were.
the first I'm hearing of it, I've been sitting
This
here for
is,
6 years.
this is when it's been
They're
several years
old,
ago.
they were not
Very old.
updated, they're out, no.
Some were switched out to $10,000
Once
ones.
we do this, you'll have a key, you'll be able to go and open that box unless you're.
Would you
Other
like to
than
plan
that,
a time to
it's
go
all-
with me and look at this?
Other than that, as far as I know, it's just an old
Yeah,
box.
It sounds cool secret.
I don't have no key.
Gina's the only one that I've ever known that got into it.
Did you hear what she just said?
No, I'm sorry.
Say it again. Who's the only one you gave it?
Gina's the only one that has ever gotten in that box.
And it wasn't until she left that we actually found the key, so we could go look.
When I would receive those checks, she would take them, and if they were switched
I
out.
don't even know if them checks are still in there.
I do not.
We don't.
I've been over there one time
Since
with
I
her.
got access to it, but I ain't never knew it.
You do have, you signed paperwork.
We went looking for some legal documents
But
one time.
that was the point, I talked to Karen, Keith at the bank, and she said we really need to remove Bob from it. So while we were busy doing that,
So when you say
Ryan,
remove Bob, did Bob have a key?
no, he didn't have a key, he just had access.
Who physically holds the key?
It's right in here.
Is
One
Gina's
key.
name still on it?
No, we removed Gina.
Something that the town's been heading for?
Yes,
Okay. So it might be something that we can stop paying for?
yes,
Okay.
and I tried that previously and I was denied.
Okay.
So, the key's in there, and you have to have your key because they have the other one, and it takes both keys to get into the box.
So these bonds worth anything?
You have
Probably
to
not.
go look at them to
They're
even,
cashier's check.
they're
I think
so-
they're worth seeing for a scanner, and then,
But all you're doing here is removing Bob from it, you're not adding
And
on
I'm
to it.
adding you to it.
That's not on.
The following board member will be added to the safety deposit box at Bank First. It's one of yours that you need to sign.
But it's not on the agenda to approve that.
I asked Karen about it though, and if you sign this documentation, she just needs the minutes to remove Bob. And that's why it's built
But
this
does there
way
have to be a
on the
motion to add
actual.
me? The mayor is gonna be the one that has authority on it, they just need minutes to say Bob, not the mayor. Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there, every safe deposit box I've ever had came with 2 keys for the client.
Well, we have one, and it's in there.
I've never had a safety
I
deposit.
don't think the safety deposit box is gonna last much longer.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
can we talk about that under this agenda item? I mean, what do we need to do to, number one, we don't know what's in it, and number two, whatever's in it, I'm gonna want you to review it.
I would get this approved and then honestly,
Well, if we,
I'm sorry, yeah.
So are you with Bank First?
Yeah.
And did they only provide you one key, or did they provide you
One
two
key.
keys?
I have 2 boxes and one key each, and they have 1 key.
Okay.
You gotta open them together.
My suspicion is that most of what we're gonna find in there are gonna fall in the category of historical records that need to be scanned.
What does that cost per year to do that?
it's like $30.
Yeah.
You might have like a credit check box in there.
$40 a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, it was,
Get a-
it just, I think it just went up to 30
And I don't
per
have a
year,
clue what's in it anymore.
per year to have it. And I think the idea behind it was in case the building burned down or something happened, it was a safe place to store some of this stuff.
1.5
So-
and stuff like that went down.
Yeah, they.
So we're removing Bob off of there, are you on there?
Yeah.
Are you on?
Ryan is and I am.
Okay, okay.
And I was putting you on and removing Bob.
15J.
We need a motion on that.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
But
Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
I'm asking you questions
to
because
eliminate the box,
if
do I
there-
have to have a line item for that, or
Well,
can
I mean, we need to go figure out what's in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy to set up a time to go and do that as well, but really, I just want him to, the documents, I mean, if we're gonna,
I
I don't know
can
if
go
there's rules
get
on.
the documents out,
Yeah.
bring them here,
Yeah,
put the box back in empty, and just bring them in and scan them in and send them to him.
That sounds like a perfect plan to me.
yeah,
I can do that tomorrow,
okay.
yeah.
I just, I mean, if there's important documents in there, we just need to know what all they are. I don't know. I mean, but like he said, it's most likely gonna be historical stuff. If you think they have, like, any monetary value at all?
That I don't know.
Again, he's just.
Well, they're all very
Interest on
fragile,
$100,000
very old.
out of
Well,
40
then-
years old.
Once they
They would come back, they just got that $100,000 check back and instead put a $10,000 check in place. Once
If they are
start
really
releasing.
old,
And I
maybe
don't have
don't
to.
run through the scanner, just,
Well,
I mean, if they're
I
that
know
old.
better, I know,
It's been years.
Make it come.
I know,
So when did this thing get built, in the 80s?
What?
There to there, the 80s or earlier?
Yeah, it was late 70s.
there was,
Yeah, they're
Late 70s.
All right.
Carter was still,
I make a motion to take Bobby McGregor off,
I'll second that.
okay,
off the box, state deposit box.
I got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
okay.
Mr. Mayor, for reasons
Okay,
we've already
the next
discussed.
two, we do, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
go
I was
ahead.
just trying to move us along.
Oh.
The next two, for reasons you've
We
already
don't even
discussed,
need
are
to-
moved.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're
Okay.
default to the next.
those are done, yeah.
Tabling 15K and 15L. We are now on 15M, open position to hire auditor, consideration of possible approval, now amendment provision, or the acceptance of opening a position to hire a new auditor, Jana A. Walker, to complete AUP audit for fiscal year 2024-2025, and a cash audit for 2026 for the town of Union City.
For the sake of answering a lot of questions on this one, we could table it, I can invite her to the next meeting and she could be here to answer questions. She did offer to be by phone, but she already was set up.
My only question to the board, other board members is are you guys okay with just entertaining her, or do you guys want this opened up to, anyone that wants? It's my understanding, so, Russ Meacham recommended her, or?
Yes.
Is that how we came across her?
Yes.
Okay, and she's a single individual auditor, and she understands the situation that we're in.
Yes, he explained that situation. He also explained to me that there's some things we're gonna have to clean up for her, basically. But he's already started cleaning up what would be required, basically, for any auditor we decide to use.
And she'll do that special audit, or that?
She's gonna do 2 years of that, the AUP.
You
And
got
then,
three proposals, you've got AUPs for twenty-four, FY '24, FY '25, and then a full audit for FY '26.
and then going forward it'd be a full audit.
And what was the price, that was what I saw.
Not exceed 8,500.
For each of the AUPs, right?
Yes.
So 85 to 85, and then it's like 13.5 to 18 something for
For
the
the full audit,
for
yeah.
FY '26.
I would do that.
That's the first one that she had, so that you should have three in there. So, yeah, any FY '20, two-thirds of it.
Here's $1,000 more, I think.
Attendance for presentations, $850 to $1,200.
There you go. Make sure not to exceed. This is
More than-
full
more
audit,
than
the year
her.
just finished.
Yeah, that's why she.
What was her?
Before.
Huh?
What was hers?
Outrageously expensive.
I don't even think it's.
Huh?
I'm just going for the whole.
I think you paid for more in 1 month than.
We paid Furmore in 1 month.
Thought it was starting out at like 7,500 though.
And it climbed immediately after.
I mean, look, you're
I have
probably
a
gonna
whole
pay.
binder, Ryan, on Fern Associates and how much they've cost us.
You may end up paying most of what you pay for, but you're gonna get 3 years of office out of it, this one. So, for FY '24, up to 8,500, FY '25, up to 8,500, those are AUP audits, the agreed upon procedures, and then FY '26 would be, which was the one that just ended 2 weeks ago, would be a full-blown audit, 13.5 to 18.5 is the range.
Make that motion.
To approve Jana Walker.
Or whatever you just said.
To 15N, you've got a motion to retain Jana Walker to perform the AP audits for FY '24, FY '25, and cash audit for FY '26. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds like it.
That's my motion.
I'll second it, that's his motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve 15M. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Well, there's a lot of long ways around to meet us. Where did you get a helicopter?
Fifteen A, OMAG escrow, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of approving to decide to use the escrow to reduce the 2026-2027 premium for the workers' compensation renewal, or not to use the escrow. If used, how much of the full amount of the $8,253 will be used?
This is our common one that we do once a year. Some of the new board members may not know.
What's the work comp premium annual?
I'm sorry.
What's the premium annual?
Um,
Is it more than 8,200?
no. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I was about to say.
Yes, it is. I wanted to say it's like 14. I don't know, I have to
But
dig in.
plan you guys have essentially, once the year, prior year finally closes out, you may have some extra money that you paid that they didn't need. They can either write you a check for that, and you can write them a check for your premium, or they can apply this as a credit towards that premium deal for the next year.
And typically, year after year since I've been here, we've just applied it regardless.
There were a couple of communities who said, no, don't apply it and don't send us a check. And they just had the amount build up and build up and build up. It's like this little savings account that they had somewhere hidden, like, you know, somebody hiding it from their spouse, they're like hiding it from the union. I was convinced they were hiding it from the unions.
No.
My recommendation would be that you approve it to use the full escrow amount to cover.
That's what we've done in the past.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, it's gonna save us money on that bill.
In regards to 15N, I make a motion that we use the full amount of the escrow of $8,253. Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Ryan
Let's say that.
got
No, you got it. You beat
Check
them
out the
out.
time. We got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
15O, ordinance 373, consideration and possible approval and I'll amendment revision of the acceptance of ordinance 373 to implement penny production cessation issued by the U.S. Department of Treasury Office.
We've already been dealing with this.
Yeah, that's what we have.
You really can't get pennies?
I called, again, Terry.
So if I bring you pennies, what do I get?
Nothing.
I've been
Like,
saving
take
those
them
things.
to the bank.
I've been waiting for this moment.
The bank said that they are only ordering pennies on an as-needed basis, and most businesses have already stopped using the pennies. So it was their nice way of telling me, no, we're not gonna order you pennies.
I know one that hasn't.
So when you do this,
Hampshire had two, that's me, 'cause I ain't.
this is all hearsay in my world, so if it's $5.53, you're rounding up to 55?
That's exactly what
So if it's
State
52, you're at 50.
Treasurer's Office has said, according to them, that's what we have to do.
Only 2 pennies.
That's 100,000 customers.
But how much, what percentage is that, 50-some cents?
Yeah.
About 4.
But it's also rounding down sometimes.
I'm so old school, it just pisses me off, I'm sorry, it just pisses me off. It's like one step closer to electronic only.
373.
You have a motion from Chad?
To approve ordinance 373.
Who wants to second it?
Penny for your phone.
Taxation without risk, what did you say?
You need a second.
Throw the T in the harbor.
I'll second it.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I deeply wanted to vote no, right, then just leave me on record. 15P, closing checking account, consideration possible approval and I'll amendment revision of the acceptance of approving the closing of the Union City Dispatch checking account. And not only are we gonna close that, but then that money will be moved to general fund, correct?
Correct. No, yes, yes,
Okay, so,
yes, it is.
so back up,
Lately, it's 50-40.
alright, so I make a motion.
My brain thought right there, I was like, wait, no, wait.
I make a motion that we approve 15P to close the checking account, ending in 5102, and that amount will roughly be $17,095 plus or minus, and that will be moved to the general fund. I have a motion, do I have a second? We have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 16, Department of Union City Human Resources. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by HR Supervisor Michelle Burners.
Nothing to report.
Anybody have any questions for Michelle in regards to HR? Number 17, Department of Union City Payroll. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and possible action and informational purposes by Payroll Supervisor Michelle Burners.
Nothing to report.
Does anyone have any questions for payroll? Number 18, executive session is no action. 18A is adjournment of executive session, which is no action. 18B is executive session action, is no action as well. Number 19 is mayor and trustee reports. The item is for informational purposes only. No action will be taken. Updates regarding recent and upcoming events, recent projects, or general operations of the town. I have a few things, and I'm just kind of reiterating stuff, David, that we've already talked about. When, obviously now it's getting to be a lot on you, I know, but this insurance claim that we're gonna have for the fire department, you're gonna have to have a contractor come in and repair all of that, correct? We want to probably go ahead and get bids for that staircase, because I don't know if it's possible, and we realize that'll be above and beyond, but I would like to try to add that staircase, if the same contractor could do that, or.
That'd be 2 different, totally different.
Will it? Okay.
And I've got
I wanna
2
say.
possibly gonna come this week.
Okay, you are, so you're
Oh, yeah.
working on, okay. And then on the playground equipment, with the insurance claims that you have for this playground equipment, whatever company you decide to order that playground equipment from, you're gonna work on getting us a quote for those swing sets for Kiwi Park. And then you're working on the animal stuff for the truck. And then you and I talked briefly about the cameras, and you're gonna have any quotes for the next meeting on that.
Yeah, and I've used some, preliminary choices in ballpark.
Okay.
We're going to skip a cap.
Okay, I just wanna get that done as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have anything else? Anybody else? Anybody have anything else? All right. Number 20, new business. Anybody have any new business we need to add? So, and this might be for you, McCarty, I'm not sure, you go ahead and read that.
So I think, I don't know, we probably all got it, but, this is from Jason Knight from Minko Union City Times. Mr. Fisher, this is Jason Knight with the Minko Union City Times. Statewide, ranked Union City seventh among 156 qualifying Oklahoma communities, up 8 positions from the previous year. I was going to do a little story about it, and was hoping to get a quote from someone with the city. A high safety ranking is encouraging, although crime rates in a small town can change quickly. What should Union City continue doing or do better to maintain this level of public safety?
That, in my opinion, falls 100%, to y'all's work, so if you're good with contacting him,
It's not what I said.
huh? No? What you're saying?
It's like, it was similar, but it was like.
If you can forward that to McCarty, and then if you would like to McCarty, I'll let you take the attaboy for that one. All right, that's all we know that we had for new business. Anybody else have anything? All right, before we adjourn, I wanna thank everyone for patience tonight, because it was a late one, but nobody rushed us along. And number 21, adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
Adjournment is at 10:04 p.m.